To the God who never changes, we cry out. To the God who is eternal, we cry out. To the only one who's able to deliver, restore, and heal our land, we cry out. To the God who never changes, we cry out. To the God who is eternal, we cry out. To the only one who's able to deliver, restore, and heal our land. We're calling out to you. Our souls long for you. You're the only one forever faithful. You're the God who's always able. We're calling out to you. Our souls long for you. You're the only one forever faithful. You're the God who's always able. You're able, God. Do I have any worshipers in here that will say that He's able? Oh, you're able, God. We cry out. We cry out to the God who never changes. To the God who never changes. We cry out to the God who is eternal. To the God who is eternal. We cry out to the only one. To the only changes, we cry out. To the God who is eternal, we cry out. To the only one who's able to deliver, restore, and heal. Come on, church, let me hear you. We cry out to the God who never changes, to the God who is eternal, to the only one, restore and heal our land. See, we're calling out and so long for you. You're the God. Yes, we're calling out to you. Anybody want to lift up their hands and say, you're the only one who's forever faithful.
Hallelujah. We're going to continue to worship. Just raise your hands in this place. Let those hands go right up. We're going to sing a song and say, who is like you, O Lord? Who is like you? The weight of who you are, there are no words that can carry. And we know that it says in the word of God that his thoughts are higher than our thoughts and his ways are higher than our ways. And there are so many mysteries in him that we don't even know yet. He is so great, so wonderful, so amazing. And this morning we just want to worship him. Oh, who is like you, oh Lord? Who is like you? Who is like you, oh Lord? Who is like you? The weight of who you are, no words can carry. Who is like you, oh Lord? Who is like you? The weight of who you are, no words can carry. Who is like you, oh Lord? Who is like you? Everybody say,
Like you, oh
if you've got it, just sing with us, say, who is
like you,
who is like you, Lord?
like you, oh
There's no one like the Lord. The weight of who you are, there are no words that can carry your weight. Who is like you? Oh, who is like you? Let the Lord hear your voice say. You want to see your Father seated on the throne? Yeah. With the angels surrounding the throne, crying, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty. This temple is filled with His glory. This temple is filled with His glory. Say, worthy Lord, worthy are you, O God. You are the Lamb of God that was slain for our transgressions. Worthy. You want to switch it up? Say, who is like?
Information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
You give your hand to me and let me say hello, and I can hardly speak. My heart is beating so, and anyone can tell. You think you know me well, you don't know me.
Hey guys, I am Nigel O'Connor, a singer for all seasons. I am that voice that moves you for every occasion. I am that voice that celebrates life moments one note at a time. I am Nigel O'Connor. You can contact me at 783-0054 or 754-3154. And oh yes, that's me singing in the background.
I recall more than 3 decades ago, a senior telecommunications manager, let's call him Michael. And Michael was assigned to the task of presenting the government's position at a regional conference. Michael struggled and visibly trembled, especially since he presented after the retired North American ambassador, who had the audience in stitches, laughing up every word. I'm Dr. Madonna Dodd, and I made a silent vow then to help people like Michael, who are technically competent, but who struggle and succumb to fear when speaking in public. Now, as a communications architect, I partner with organizations and individual leaders to transform their leadership presence, including the way they express themselves. So, if your goal is to amplify your authentic voice, influence others, and lead with confidence, join me from October 28th to November 11th for our Communicate with Confidence online course. To all the Michaels, it's possible to overcome fear, step fully into your role, and lead with confidence.
During our 3 weeks course, I gained a lot of knowledge and insight on how to communicate with confidence using the different techniques and skills taught. Another thing that resonated for me is the fact that the same way singers prepare their voice, increase their lung capacity by eating healthy, doing the necessary breathing exercises, is the same way someone who is going to present should also prepare their voice. For persons who are interested in participating in this course, I say go for it, because you too will be able to find your coping skills, or how the runners and they psych up themselves when they're on the start line before they start to be focused to finish that race. You would be able to find your coping mechanism.
Trinidad. It's back for 2 nights only. The explosive hit comedy stage play by Alan Charles. Why Didn't I Get Married? It's not good for a man to be alone. But what about the black woman? Is the church guilty of keeping women single? Or is there really a man shortage? Come laugh, cry, and think at a show that's more than a play. It's a conversation, not for the easily offended. Saturday, 1st November, 7 p.m. at USC Auditorium, Maracas, St. Joseph. Sunday, 9th November, 6 p.m. at Sapa, San Fernando. Tickets for the USC campus, $200 in advance, $225 at the door. Tickets for Sapa, $225 in advance, and $250 at the door. Get them at USC campus, A&A Pharmacy, Port of Spain, Maranatha Bookshop, San Fernando, Living Legacy Pharmacy, Arima, or online at theticketsellers.co.uk. Why Didn't I Get Married? Don't miss the comedy that everyone will be talking about. Brought to you by the University of the Southern Caribbean and Focus Arts Promotions.
relevant question today. Now that the man retire, people spitting fire, and every talking head having their say. For in this mix up land that we call Trimbago, many times it does just boil down to race. They say that one side like African and the next prefer East Indian, but this way of choosing leaders is a disgrace. Here why? Because a leader must help its country to rise. A good leader be able to
I think every time you drop your child, they just lose some IQ points. You know what I mean? Mom, in the white dress, what you do? You do HR? You get dropped 17 times. It wasn't your mom though. Trust me, nah, trust me. Every human being that start off as an astronaut who could paint the Mona Lisa. You get dropped, doctor. You get dropped again, engineer. Can you imagine how much times the Minister of Homeland Security gets...
So let me just recap. You are telling me, or telling us, the nation, that the maintenance of vehicles will be done mostly in-house by the police. That's what you said, eh? Are you confirming that's what you said?
And state enterprises.
No, you said mostly in-house.
And state enterprises.
Well, that doesn't attach itself
mostly
to the
could be half of the most.
Mostly could be half. All right. I think I will.
That's the most relevant question today. Now that the man retire, people spitting fire, and every talking head leader must help his country to rise.
A good leader
Be able
is just for you. My intention was to give you this letter when election was true. But since Dr. Rowley was stepping down, I figured I couldn't wait. I'm reading it now.
I'm reading it now.
Before it's too late.
Before it's too late.
I hear people say the PNM wasting the nation's time. I hear people say the UNC go scrape every last dime. And some couldn't choose between bad and worse, so I had to write this plea for the next leader of this country.
Cause we need to see
a nation full of success. We need a leader addicted to progress. Someone who's not here for the money and always giving us transparency. A leader with a clear destination and a direction. We was see. Most respectfully,
to whom this may be.
Some people say bad politics slowing this nation down, and some people say implementation is where we does go wrong. But I say that they both are true, and that's what we need to see to fix our style of democracy. Some people say this moving world keeps on evolving, and some people say our infrastructure needs some upgrading. That's why I hope this letter you read for these issues to resolve, so sweetie auntie could start to evolve.
Cause we need to see
ministries that competent, information you'll get in 10 seconds, public servants who will answer the phone and give you advice with a pleasant tone. A bank run should take you the whole day. It's time we stop playing I war we was see. Most respectfully,
to whom this may be.
when I was a little boy, but when I see they arrested Earl, I'm glad my gun was just a toy. It reminds me there are few ways up and 1,000 ways to fall. It's not just for one, but that goes for all. put the guilty or innocent. And it's hard for the people to truly know, so they will judge your intent. So before you walk in that big office, take a look at your character and have a long chat with Almighty Father. Cause we need to see power without ego. Take a ride on the bus, let people know. Don't be too much on your high horse, but be confident whenever time calls. Careful how much your leaders put one pot. Them things have to stop. Thy war we must see.
Thy war we must see.
Most respectfully,
for whom this may be.
I want to start by reading a quote for you that is trending online now. Someone sent it to me and I saw it so many times. I think it's good for us to read this quote. I'm sure when I start to read it, you will be familiar with it. It says, out of hatred for the cockroach, the ants voted for the insecticide. Out of hatred for the cockroach, the ants voted for the insecticide. They all died, big on in the tail, including the housefly that didn't even vote. They all died, including the housefly that didn't even vote. It says an African proverb, but it could be a Trinidadian and Tobagonian proverb. It is so true of our situation here today.
Trinidad, to leave here, boy, you must be mad. This is the land of milk and honey, rum and coke and easy money. While those verses we were singing, alarm bells kept on ringing. Pundits on each pulpit saying, oh heart and our soul decaying. Suddenly we wake up to a living nightmare, not bliss, while editorials ask, how did we ever come to this? But so long we hear it, you got to stand up and be counted. For daily we're intimidated. Every day our next witness silence, while we recoil from the violence. In our land there is a crisis, broke police, unruly ISIS, while sweet revenge gangs exacting. Police commissioner still acting Trinbago. It's high time we separate the goat from the sheep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap, while them police busy playing hide and seek. We're facing the world when we had to reap. Hey, oh yeah, oh, save our land, Trinidad and Tobago. Oh yeah, oh yeah. In our schools, kids getting on, we're fighting, making porn. Our school girls, you won't believe, live MMA, they're pulling weave. Check the vibes they're living by. Dance all slackness, get rich or die. Alkaline to Movado, mention good men do nothing. No triggers pump while words be fraughting, and while church attendance real low. Brothels pack plus them casino, while black market prices haggling. Through up ports, big guns they smuggling. Spanish women are hot like their music. Saucy salsa, human traffic trend they go. We can't wait. The devil making hay while we sleep. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. While we look on them as more mothers who weep. We're facing the world when we had to reap. Huh. Oh yeah. Oh no. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Now the nation's soul has been revealed. How they find Shannon Banfield. Busy street, yes, in our city. Killed by beasts who show no pity. Now there's fear and trepidation. What is happening to our nation? So I pray this one infraction will propel us into action. Trend they go. The time is now. We have to take our country back while these monsters flow. We cannot run from their attack. That is why I'm still saying, time to stand up and be counted. Our young girls, they're being hunted, not for jobs by institutions, but by clubs for prostitution. While from you gas, some arranging on the seas, cargo exchanging in the Gulf, drugs, guns, and women. And the Coast Guard cannot stop them. Trend they go. The time is now. Look how the murder rate leap. Tell them talk is cheap. We're caught in the world when we have to reap. Before more of our daughters they put us to sleep. We must stop this world when we have to reap. Time to stand up and be counted. We must defeat this threat they've mounted. We cannot wait for no messiah, like Nero fiddling through the fire. But while the flames we keep romancing, the grim reaper keeps advancing across the land. He casts his shadow, slashing victims to the marrow. Trend they go. The time is now. Look how the price we pay in done steep. Why some labor keep? We're caught in the world when we have to reap. We need a fresh new broom for a broad crime sweep. Must stop this world when we have to reap.
Like what happened? Like we get them the place to run and like they cannot run it or what? Like we get them the place to run and like they cannot run it? What going on? What fun? I said that talk. We get all the place to run and run it, brother.
After me surround the marathon and come around it. Let the chance about down the place and come to money.
Mass firings, compounded lies, a vindictive AG, a two-day prime minister that is ready to bust her ministers' heads. The UNC cannot run this place.
They must never break our spirit. But people, I want to settle down and talk to you all seriously. A time is coming very soon where we have to stop sitting down in these rooms and start to use our feet, you know. And I feel that that time is now. The time is now. Let me tell you why. When people don't care about you, and they're showing you they don't care about you, you must show them that I don't care about you too, but we care about we. And we must show this government that we are citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, and we have every right to live in this country as everybody else. If you look like a PNM, they fire you. If you smell like a PNM, they fire you. If you walk like a PNM, they fire you. If you talk like a PNM, they fire you. And this budget is no different. We have to stand, and the time coming. Oh, you see this meeting in these rooms? We had to leave these rooms, you know, people. We had to leave these rooms, you know. State of emergency or not, we will obey the law. We will walk in single file. We will write to ask for permission. But we must be out on the streets to let them know that we're not taking what they're trying to give we. Let me tell you how deceitful and deceptive this government is.
Local government election come in and they seem to have a problem with Port of Spain. But as the MP for Port of Spain, North St. Anne's West, you have plenty more problems coming your way. Plenty. Look outside here and you will see Central Block, Port of Spain General Hospital. If you all don't open that in the next few months, we will be outside that hospital waiting for you. Because it is the people of Port of Spain, Diego Martin, Lavantil, all of us who looking for employment in that hospital. And just because it's built by the P&M, go play your comment and lick it up.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, the world. Those of you who locked on to Constructive Talk. It is Thursday. It's now 8:55, and I am with you until 11 o'clock, and I want to say thank you very much to all of you who meet me from time to time, Port of Spain, San Fernando, wherever, and you let me know that you're listening. You let me know that you appreciate what is being done. And I'm trying my best. I do my best. Nothing less but my best. I give to you, Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, the world. Nothing less but the best. My best I give to you. And this evening, I'm supposed to have a special guest watching. Well, I'm supposed to have a special guest watching. And I want to say good evening to my brother who is looking all the way from Buffalo. First time you watching it all, yeah? Trinidad and Tobago. and I know he's screwed off his face. But yeah, first time my brother watching my program. Imagine that. First time. Well, I mean first time he's watching it on my network. First time my brother is watching my program on my network. First time. Oh gosh. Right? First time. So let me say good evening to him and his family, his wife, and his 2 kids who, is having busy. Real busy. So let me say good evening to them and say thank you to all of you again who would meet me from time to time, as I said earlier on, in Port of Spain, San Fernando. A lady met me today in San Fernando. She said, I just watch you. Oh, she said, I just be watching you on my TV over there. I said, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Things like that just bring a joy to your heart, a smile to your face. When you meet people like that and they say to you, hey, I just watch you on my TV over there. A lady watched me one time. She said, you don't smile enough, eh? Oh, man. So let me say thank you to all of you. We say thank you to all of you who would meet me on the streets and let me know that you're watching. Again, I want to make a plea out to HTC and ask the relevant authorities in HTC to please reach out to contractors who have done work for you, HTC. Please reach out to contractors who have done work for you. Reach out to them now and assist them in payment for work that has been already done. All right? Please reach out to them and pay them for work that was already done. There's some contractors who are really bordering on they're on their last. They are literally on their last. And I am pleading with HEC. I'm asking HEC to please reach out to the contractors and they who have done work for you. They have done the work. It's not as though they haven't done the work. They have done the work and they are asking for payment. All right, so please, AGC, please just reach out to them. Christmas is coming, New Year's is coming. Come on. There's some people who may not celebrate Christmas, but they celebrate their New Year. There's some people who celebrate Thanksgiving, which is at the end of the month, the last Thursday in this month, November. There are some people who celebrate Thanksgiving, and I'm asking on behalf of the contractors, HGC, please reach out to them and assist them in any which way that you can. All right, HGC? Okay. HGC, please, 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 I'm asking for you to reach out to them and please assist them in any which way you can. Let them know that here we are, you all are priority. That's what they want to know, that they are priority. They are not a forgotten bunch, but they are actually a bunch that is on your radar. All right, those who have built LSA houses, those who have done the needful, pick up rubbish and stuff like that. Please, HGC, could you reach out to them and assist in any which way that you can? All right, in any which way that you can. So I am really putting in a plug there for the HGC contractors. Before I get into Trinidad politics a little bit, you know, I was looking at the news and I saw a story and I said, look at that, boy. I'm just going to play this story for you guys. I want to play this for you. And I want you to listen. Listen to this. Listen to this, you know. It's interesting. Really interesting. Listen to this. Listen to this.
So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up. Taking advantage of their tenants. We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. So hear me, President Trump, when I say this.
Somebody asking if that is news. Somebody asking if that is news. Yeah, that is news for me. Why that is news for me? He said something. I don't know if it went over some people's head in Trinidad and Tobago, but he said something. You know what he said about rental tax? heard what he said about rental tax? I am, you know, sometimes I need to stop reading the messages on the message board on YouTube, because you know, sometimes you want to respond to statements being made on the message board, and sometimes that might get me in problems. That might get me in trouble. You know what I mean? He said something. The newly elected mayor of New York City said something that those of us who are living in Trinidad and Tobago should I don't know if some people keep saying it and we keep making it or pretending as though it is a joke, and some people believe it is a joke, but it's not a joke, you know. Is it that our Prime Minister really taking a page out of Donald Trump playbook? Is it that our Prime Minister taking a page from Donald Trump playbook? Listen to what New York City Mayor-elect has to say one more time. Listen, eh?
So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up. Taking advantage of their tenants. We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protection. I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up. We will hold bad landlords to account because the Donald Trumps of our city have grown far too comfortable taking advantage of their tenants. We will put an end to the culture of corruption that has allowed billionaires like Trump to evade taxation and exploit tax breaks. We will stand alongside unions and expand labor protections because we know, just as Donald Trump does, that when working people have ironclad rights, the bosses who seek to extort them become very small indeed. New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant. So hear me, President Trump, when I say this. To get to any of us, you will have to get through all of us.
To get through, to get to all of us, to get through, to get to one of us, you have to go through all of us. That is the mayor. That is the new minted mayor of New York City. That's the newly minted mayor of New York City. I don't know, boy. Sometimes I sit here and I cringe, I cringe. Good night. I agree with you. Stop reading some of these comments because they are having their own meeting. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that confirmation.
Learn to see that the further we stray from Jehovah's roadmap is the more we invite in misery. There's no better way in this world for peace and total rest. Tried and tested, Christ's way is the best.
So I saw a story.
No philosophy.
I don't know how true it is, but sometimes we believe some of the things that news source put out. I'm seeing a news source page. News source understands that Dr. Roshan Parsram final day of work with the Ministry of Health is tomorrow.
Only one will fly high. Every stone shall be upturned and false doctrine shaken.
Fed up of the victimization minute. Oh Lord, the man fed up of the victimization. He's fed up of the victimization by the current government. The CMO has... He's fed up. He has proceeded on no pay leave. Sources report that Dr. St. Bernard is tipped to replace the nation's CMO.
Problem number one is so plain and simple. Religion, it has sentenced God to death. With falsehood and folly, they blindfold simple people for power and the profit that they get. Some would burn you at the stake, rack you and wheel you out for mere denial or even doubt. With violence and bribery they try. Is your soul they want to buy? But Jesus said, come freely, all who labor and are weary, come rest in me. Christ say, rest in me. And I say, two shall be in the field, one shall be chosen. Oh.
So today the opposition had a press conference. I don't know how many of you I would have broadcasted live on Constructive Talk page. I don't know how many of you would have looked at it. I don't know how many of you would have listened to it. I don't know how many of you would have taken heed to some of the things that were said at the press conference. Now let me tell you something. I deliberately listen. I listen to CNC3 News. Sometimes I think that they give us balanced news. Unlike TTT TTT only give you government perspective. They don't tell you anything about what the opposition says. Right? So I would have listened to Senator Dan Paul, former Minister of Finance, and also he was the ambassador. He was the consulate. He was the ambassador to England. I don't know how many of you really listened to what was said there. There are some things that was said at that press conference that I think is alarming, and some of us as Trinidadians should take note of. We should listen and we should take note of, because I don't know how some of you living, how you thinking, but hey, some of the things that Senator Dan Paul said, if I was a public servant, if I was I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say, because some of us, I don't know if you're living in denial. But let me let you listen to Senator Dan Paul. I may just stop it in between to see if you all will pick up on some of the things that he has said or he is saying. It was not in the news. I don't know if it was on TV6 News. I did not hear TV6 News. So anybody who looked at TV6 News could call in and say, hey, Pastor Google, yes, TV6 News would have highlighted some of the things that Senator Dan Paul would have said at the press conference today. Right? If TV6 said it, you all will let me know. If I know for a fact that CNC3 was there at the press conference, yes, please play it. Okay. So Senator Dan Paul said some things that I am surprised that the government haven't yet come out and say what he's saying is not true.
Congregation, two shall walk in the field, one shall be chosen. Yeah, two shall be at the wheel, only one will fly. Man, every stone shall be upturned and false doctrine shaken, while God's truth and His people are lifted high. So high, the Father never needed religion or systems of earth.
So let me play for you what Senator Dan Paul had to say. It will be good if you could share the link and share the live to see your family and loved ones and people who need to hear, who missed it. So they gotta listen to Senator Dan Paul.
This morning, I just want to go through a bit again on the budget, and I want to stay on message based on debate in the Parliament, and judging from the standing finance committee's debate in the Parliament, it is obvious that what we've been saying all along is that the budget will be derailed by the first quarter of next year. In fact, I'm going better, the first month of the calendar year, new calendar year. And why would the budget be derailed? I mean, something that I would not like to see. It has happened before. Budgets have been recalibrated after a month, 2 months, okay, and put back out. You have seen many times where ministries have been asked to cut their budget by 10% and come back to the Ministry of Finance across the board 10%. But the budget is essentially based on some very dubious assumptions and some exceedingly creative accounting. And I'm just going to show you one, and I'm not going to go into the numbers because I want to pitch this again for the ordinary man in the street. And I'm not going to go into the oil prices. You're all aware of the oil prices and the gas prices significantly budgeted higher than projected for next year. But I just want to say this, and to put it in perspective. This country spends $4.5 billion a month on goods and services, transfers, etc., that you can't afford not to spend $4.5 billion. You do a quick mathematics, and that equates to $54 billion a year. You cannot afford not to spend that $54 billion. And I keep saying, and I'm staying on message, that's like transfers and subsidies, old age pensions, public assistance grant, etc., etc., debt service, all the direct charges on the exchequer. You can't afford not to spend on that. So we are locked in at $54 billion a year. The budget has projected revenue $55 billion. You understand what's the problem there? And with a $20 difference in the projected price of oil and the international projected price of oil, a $20 difference, US dollar difference. So you understand you don't have a lot of margin for error. So what is going to happen starting from this month, which is what we call, November is what we call a dry month at the Ministry of Finance. Starting from this month, the government is going to be cash strapped. The cash flow, they're going to have a cash flow problem starting from November. Okay? And you're going to see it. And there's a reason why public servants won't be paid on time, etc., etc. Cash flow issues. And it's going to just continue into the new fiscal year. So, one of the reasons why most people would suspect that the government inflated the oil price assumption, and although we're not really an oil province any longer, Stuart Young MP will tell you that we're more a gas province. But however, the price of oil still has a tremendous impact on total revenue. One of the basic assumptions is that the government wants access to the Heritage and Civilization Fund. And to do that, obviously, you inflate the projected price of oil as against what you expect to get from actual. And that triggers the withdrawal rules of the Heritage and Civilization Fund. Similarly, on the expenditure assumptions, as I said earlier, mandatory expenditure is $54 billion. But surprisingly, given all the discussions during the campaign, etc., and during the budget debate about having new revenue sources, etc., remember what the question? Where are you going to get the money from? And the government mentioned, well, we're going to get new revenue sources. However, when you have a PSIP of only $4.1 billion, a little above 4% of your GDP, there's not much you can do, because your public sector investment program is where you generate your economic growth, you generate your investment activity. This is where you expect your economic growth to take place. But your $4.1 billion cannot generate the additional revenue in the non-energy sector that the government is projecting. And I want to say a bit on the deficit, which is one of the most deceptive deficits I've ever seen in all my career at the Ministry of Finance. Not many years, just about 30-something. At $3.8 billion, or 2.17% of GDP. But it is more obvious not for what it includes, but what it doesn't include. And here what it does not include, that deficit. It doesn't include back pay of 10% for public servants. Does not include. It does not include the addition to recurrent expenditure when you pay the additional 10%. You see, that $4.5 billion I said that must be paid every month, it goes up by $200 million automatically from the time you make that 10% salary increase. Let me make it clear. As a former public servant, in fact, I probably still am a public servant, I want to make it clear that I have no problems with the public servants getting the increase in salary. But things must be put in place It's not at the expense of the rest of the country, at the expense of the economy. I'm all for public servants getting increased. In fact, last time when they got the 14%, I negotiated the 14%. So it's not a matter of I am against public servants. I also used to be a member of the PSC. Right? So I cannot be accused of that. So firstly, as I said, it doesn't include the back pay, it doesn't include the current expenditure for the salary increase. And for some inexplicable reason, I want you all to go and check. I said it during my debate. On page 110 of the draft estimates of head 19, you'll see a figure there, 7.675 billion. Last year, it was 12. That's debt servicing. And the previous year, it was 12. How could it fall so drastically by $5 billion in the face of an increasing debt stock? If your debt stock is increasing, your debt servicing must increase. And then, this is a figure that a lot of ministers of finance like to forget. And again, I'm giving the page on page 5, or the estimates of revenue. Okay? There's a figure there for VAT of $8.2 billion. That figure for VAT is not a net figure. It doesn't include arrears of $7.9 billion. It's all of that is part of the deficit. And you know what it does not include also? That deficit does not include the employer's contribution to NIS. Not that additional that is going to come in into 2026, the 45% at the end of 2027, or at the beginning of 2027, I should say. And a bit on the financing. I want to direct you to page 67 of the estimates of revenue. I'm sure you'll be familiar with the estimates of revenue, what we call the yellow book, right? And the first thing is, why would we have a deficit? Why would the minister be projected a deficit of $3.8 billion and a financing of almost $19 billion? Go to page 67, you see there, black and white. Domestic financing, $8.1 billion. External financing, $10.8. Why are you projecting $19 billion in financing for a deficit of $3.8 billion? That's the question. Is that creative accounting? Or is the true deficit really $19 billion? But you see, while that may be hidden nicely in the estimates, you can't hide from Standard & Poor's. You cannot hide from Moody's. Those guys calculated that already. Okay, they understand the books. You can't hide it from the Article 4 consultation of the IMF. You can't. And this is where the budget will be derailed. And as I said, I've seen a budget derail in the first quarter of the fiscal year. I've seen it being derailed in the second quarter of the fiscal year. And everything had to be recalibrated. So how they plan on, how does government plan on financing this deficit? Well, they'll have to come back to Parliament because we are approaching the limit, or borrowing limit, and they lost all the headroom that they had between how much they could borrow and the limit of the legislated limit. So you can expect the government to come back to Parliament by about December for the latest, to ask for additional spending limit. And what is going to happen? From the time that amendment is introduced to increase the borrowing limit, downgrade. All right? Immediate downgrade from Standard & Poor's and Moody's. And the next thing that, for some inexplicable reason, I keep mentioning it all the time, but I don't know if the minister is worried about it. I don't know if the governor of Central Bank is worried about it. I am certainly worried about it. I've been worried about it for a long time because it's given me a lot of sleepless nights at the Ministry of Finance. Are you aware that we have an exchequer account that is in deficit by $50 billion? In other words, the minister cannot do anything with fiscal policy until that $50 billion is paid down. He cannot do anything with a lot of the accounts in that cash balances at the central bank have been mortgaged to this thing called the overdraft facility at the central bank. And It has built up over the years since 2009. Every time you run a fiscal deficit, that number builds up. The only way you could pay it down or pay it back is that you have to run fiscal surpluses to pay back into the central bank. For some strange reason, I'm not getting any feedback on that. That's $50 billion. That is stifling fiscal policy. Can't do a thing about it. I'm not seeing it in the press. I'm not hearing about it in Parliament. I'm not hearing about it from the minister. I'm not hearing about it from the Honorable Prime Minister. So I don't know. And you know what? You're not going to wake up one day and that $50 billion is just going to disappear. So I just want to look quickly now at just some of the, and they've been...
In 5 months, this UNC government has withdrawn $1 billion US. $1 billion US from the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. In 5 months of being in office, they've taken out $400 million US. From our reserve accounts at the central bank, they have taken out $600 million. I was asking two of the leading banks in Trinidad and Tobago last week, did they get an increase in the supply of US dollars in the last 5 months? The unequivocal answer was no. So where has that US $1 billion gone that has now dropped our foreign reserves and our import covers to almost 5 months? And when we go below that, we will end up at the IMF according to the formulas.
We're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming. Oh. We're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming. Oh.
In 5 months, this UNC government has withdrawn $1 billion US. $1 billion US from the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. In 5 months of being in office, they've taken out $400 million US. From our reserve accounts at the central bank, they have taken out $600 million. I was asking two of the leading banks in Trinidad and Tobago last week, did they get an increase in the supply of US dollars in the last 5 months? The unequivocal answer was no. So where has that US $1 billion gone that has now dropped our foreign reserves and our import covers to almost 5 months? And when we go below that, we will end up at the IMF according to the formulas.
We're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming. Oh. We're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming.
Prime Minister sought to assure the public that government will find the money to fund its ambitious infrastructural project. We try to find out exactly where that money will be coming from. The Prime Minister did not take questions following the ceremony as she had to begin her cabinet meeting, but Works Minister Jaylene John sought to explain where government intends to source its funds.
If you notice, that room had a mix of people. It had bankers, it had the captains of industry, and so on. And we were live streaming all across the globe. So we are looking at government-to-government, public-private partnership. If you notice, if you hear the buzz about, people say they have never seen a rollout like this. Okay? So basically, there was a lot of thought that went into it. How do we capture the global marketplace?
With some of these redevelopment plans carded for areas with residents on the lower socio-economic scale, CNC3 News asked the minister if there are any concerns that the development may price people out of their neighborhoods and if consultations with those communities have commenced.
In 2015, Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa had said everyone who had been living in those communities, East Port Spain, and are renting HEC houses, give it to them for $1. What's $100, I think. But they didn't pick it up, because when I said, Madam, you're giving away Port of Spain, she said, everybody deserves a place to call home. I can't promise it's going to be that easy again in terms of the price, but certainly we are going to work with the community.
Minister John declined to answer any questions on whether geopolitical tensions in the region could impact the government's desire for foreign direct investment. She instead urged people to focus on the good that the redevelopment project could bring.
Trinidad and Tobago Aggregate Producers Alliance is tonight warning that as many as 100,000 jobs across the construction sector are at risk as quarry operators prepare to cease operations. We'll come to that story in just a bit. But But for now, the Prime Minister declares TNT is open for business and everyone is welcome.
Kamla Persad-Bissessar issued the invitation while unveiling her government's revitalization blueprint, a plan to create more than 50,000 jobs and transform the country's infrastructure and economy. The launch at the Diplomatic Center took place before business leaders, government officials, and international partners from upgraded ports, new highways, and reimagined waterfronts. The Prime Minister says the projects will signal a new era of growth and opportunity. She urges collaboration among investors, the private sector, and the public service to bring the vision to life. Persad-Bissessar says the blueprint is a promise to lift the nation's skyline and its purpose.
Every citizen in every corner of our country deserves to live in a place that reflects their worth. The program is designed to uplift not just the landscape, but also to uplift the lives within it. Jobs will be created, businesses will thrive, families will flourish, and our youth will see in every new building, in every restored street, a future which includes them.
Minister of Works and Infrastructure Jaylene John says the projects will redefine TNT's landscape over the next decade. They include the modernization of the Port of Spain, the San Fernando waterfront, and a new national security campus. The blueprint also includes repurposing of the Carrera Island and Port of Spain prisons, construction of the Tamana prison campus, and building a 100-kilometer highway linking San Fernando to Mayaru. John says tenders are already out, with contracts expected to be signed off by next August.
We are saying, if we work hard and all goes well and you work with us, and we have the ambition that I know resides in every citizen of this country, there are some key projects we are expected to have by August 26 to have contracts signed by, boots on the ground by August 2026. Project start, some of them the National Security Complex, Minister of Homeland, you've been asking me, right, by December 27.
Minister of Planning Kennedy Swartzing says Cabinet has approved a priority project desk to fast-track approvals for developments worth over 50 million TT dollars within 90 days.
He said the desk will include a feedback system to clear bottlenecks and keep major investments on schedule. Swartzing adds that new legislation will come next year to strengthen this framework.
Visitors a scenic and symbolic ride through the soul of the city. This vibrant pedestrian haven is lined with charming colonnades and brims with local flavour, from cosy restaurants and artisanal food stalls to eclectic craft vendors and stylish boutiques. Plaza San Carlos, the soul of the South.
Yesterday I met with sweet Dorothy. She said tomorrow I'm joining in matrimony. And if you act
Nestled along the serene shoreline, the Waterfront Hotel offers a luxurious escape with breathtaking. Visitors a scenic and symbolic ride through the soul of the city. This vibrant pedestrian haven is lined with charming colonnades and brims with local flavour, from cosy restaurants and artisanal food stalls to eclectic craft vendors and stylish boutiques. Plaza San Carlos, the soul of the South.
yesterday I met with sweet Dorothy. She said tomorrow I'm joining in matrimony. And if you act
Nestled along the serene shoreline, the Waterfront Hotel offers a luxurious escape with breathtaking.
Advice, respectfully, to the population, Ria, is people stop being fooled by imagery. Look at the reality. How is your life affected when you hear advice, respectfully, to the population, Ria, is people stop being fooled by imagery. Look at the reality. Advice, respectfully, to the population, Ria, is people stop being fooled by imagery. Look at the reality. How is your...
Stop. Stop being fooled by imagery. Stop being fooled by imagery. Stop being fooled by imagery. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Vigo. Pastor Vigo, I don't
what I quite find is you know. And let me say so, to me, it's looking like a really shared this time 2020 vision. I've seen something there in that information where it look, after the UNC was a told to have this and then like a transit system. And when you say this is the who doesn't have a in the country. And another thing too, what is the public knowledge from this budget? Which is part of this 2020 budget?
I don't know. Well, you heard what the reporter said that, what's his name? Of the Minister in the Ministry of Finance said.
No, because I recall a few years ago, during the time when the country was transitioning to reopen the country, I think the PNM government, they had a meeting about the businessmen at Hyatt, and it has to make similar with the evacuation of Port of Spain. So I don't know if I measure to me, so it seems to me that the UNC is taking elements of this permanent 2020 vision and trying to incorporate into a vision. So basically that's why we have to the PNM 2020 vision to me. And I think that they're looking at a train system. So I just want to find out where they're going to get the funding from. You can mention that next year we are hostile with us. We are hostile doing this. I want to find out where the business coming down there in a kind of environment.
Well, the reporter did ask that question also. The reporter did. I don't know if you listen to the video because you're asking the questions that the reporter asked.
Well,
if you listen to the video, the same thing you asking about the situation with Venezuela and America and the hostile environment is the exact question that was asked by the reporter. The same question he asked about financing and if they're going to finance it or they're going to finance it, the minister said, the reporter said that the minister in the Ministry of Finance explained how they're going to finance it. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, caller. All right, the number to call 464-7003. 464-7003. That is the number you can call to get through. Share your views. Tell me, what are your thoughts? People who live in Sando, or they could call in. Tell me, what will you think? Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Pastor Google, good night. Good night. Everyone's on the chat tonight. I was listening to the opposition meeting today.
Press conference.
And I was very much impressed with that young lady from Tobago. What's her name? I forget something. Roberts, whatever. The girl from Tobago. She's a senator. I was very much impressed with her. You know, she strikes me as a bright person. I really like to see her go places, man. I listened to that girl, and she's have a wealth of knowledge. Now, I understand there is some kind of gathering in Woodford Square on Sunday. Is there a gathering on Woodford Square on Sunday? This Sunday coming here?
No one said anything to me, sir.
Yes, I was saying that on some other program this morning.
Which other program you saying that on?
And these guys on the morning show. I don't want to call the name. Basically.
Call the name. What station is that? What program is that?
It was with Charles and Wendell and this other guy on mornings.
Okay. That is
something net, whatever you call it. Yes.
Those guys used to be on Power 102.
Huh?
They used to be on Power 102.
Yes. But I think they're doing their own thing now. But anyhow, she was on there for a very long time. What her name is? Her name is I'm trying to remember the girl name, man. I know you know the person, but she speak for a long time today, and she was speaking about this gathering, and they asked her if she got a permit and what have you. She said yes, she applied and she get a permit, and it's a gathering. It's not like a protest, but what she's saying is you can come with your placard or dress up in whatever clothes you want, and they will be streaming on the media and what have you. So I was just trying to get a little more information about it. I'm surprised that a lot of people doesn't know about it.
What's the person name?
I'm trying to.
Julia Davy?
No. Abigail something, man. Abby. Oh my God, I remember this girl name.
Well, then Abigail is on the wrong programs. Abigail need to find a program that talks to. Anyway, let me not say anything. Yeah, so go ahead.
I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure if that's the right person's name. I don't misquote me. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember the person's name, but she's very much out there, and I want to get a little more information about it. But I think it's this Sunday. I think from 5 to 6 or something like that, or 5 to 7. So I don't know if she can get shine a little more light, because it appears as though a lot of people doesn't know about it, and I would like to see that jump off. That has to do with what is going on with Trinidad, Venezuela, and other different people. I think the scrap iron is going to be on there, and a lot of NGOs is going to be on it. So it's supposed to be something grand. Yeah, it's supposed to be something grand. So I was just hoping, it could be
the scrap iron dealers jumping on every bandwagon because. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, I'm talking out loud.
But anyhow, I was listening to the Prime Minister, that little clip you played just now, one is like, you can't pay people the money. Where you getting this money from? I don't know, just his pie in the sky dreams, man. The whole thing about this Prime Minister and this UNC government, they're trying to pull the wool over people's eyes to hide their mistakes and their fault. And that's all it is, You send home how much thousands of people without jobs. There are robberies all over the place in Trinidad. Every damn year somebody being broken into and people be taking stuff from people, and all that is because there's no jobs in the country, man. I don't know what this. I don't know, and I think you play a clip with that new mayor from New York City just now, Mandani. I mean to say that guy is a breath of fresh air, and I think it's time people in Trinidad and Tobago start to push back against this government and this Prime Minister. And they're taking too long, and we need to have that pushback start as soon as possible.
Well, I hear you, and I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. But it has to be done as Tahaka Obika said. It has to be done strategically. It cannot be done just because of whatever and whatever. It has to be done strategically. It has to be planned properly.
Well, I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying, but what I'm saying, if every entity get together, it could be successful, So people have to get together and speak and let this thing happen. It can happen. It's just a matter of time. But I think we get in there. It's just a matter of time. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, if you people, yeah, I hear you. All right, I hear you. But at the end of the day, as I said before, that as we said earlier, it has to be done strategically. Hello, good evening.
Hello,
good evening.
Good afternoon, Pastor. Good evening. Pastor, I don't know if people are really listening the solar. Pastor?
I'm hearing you, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if people are really listening They're still on board. Man telling people that in December, they're going to come back in Parliament. What did talk really was? That's something in October. I made December, and then this one from this clearly it is a well-reduced appearance of December 2020. And every part half of the country is already reality. And you come now and showing people where they go. Where they have money? You for half of the country. And companies, after companies, they lay out people. When you come here to tell me, you got this grand project, what they call start, and you go and you don't create jobs. How do you create jobs? You don't create jobs already, and you want to start the highway from Mile to San Fernando. Last time I checked, anything I was this was home for. Anything I did the point for it, still construction. Pastor.
Say that again?
The highway that I can 14. Part of the highway is still under construction.
Is part of it still under construction?
Yeah.
Only one, I think the final part is nearly finished. That is the bridge that they were building to connect.
Right, so we're trying to tell me, in 5 years, because you have in 4 years time, because you have 4 years or some months, you're going to have some something tomorrow, really. Where is the feasible study for that? Where do we shut it? Where the study is? Which company will do the survey? Let's talk to on TV and people who surround island in 1970 or 1980. So they have to do a highway of that magnitude. They need feasible studies. During John, they had that. They can produce that. If they can't produce that, so talking about a highway from my house to the travel without a feasible study. Because they need that, because you're on the road, how much land you have, how much people, you have to relocate, and all these things you need to more or less take it into consideration. If you ain't that yet, you can't come and talk about highway. Whatever is the one everybody is going to work. And nobody, not listening what the boss say. And the man is not lying. So I don't have some, I don't have some what really go to people. It's like me with our eyes wide shut. I don't understand what is really happening. And with regards to this one, there's a million this more time because you can't find half of the country. There ain't nobody yet. Nobody and come to the same in Iran, the bank create all these jobs and give some finance calculation that can't be for nobody. Right now as we speak, people can't buy rice. And so what are you doing about that kind of government? Why is it all that I for you? And we are why we are not that's what we don't know. We know about this, so let's talk about it. But you know, I'm not saying, but I'm make some peace because I don't understand like people are saying now and that's just taking solid everything these people try to discourage. I mean, I'm
okay. So someone sent me a video telling me that what they are proposing is what Faris Al-Wari had proposed. Let's look at the video and see.
The West, the waterfront has been spoken about for decades with no delivery. Our road widening project is part of 30 different aspects of the waterfront. It involves 4 lanes of highway, to allow access to over 1,000 homes that are being built at the waterfront. Imagine our waterfront completed with a boardwalk, with a marina, with restaurants, with jetties. Pass along the roadway right now and see the equipment at work. Hundreds of jobs in construction, thousands after construction. On August 10th, 2020, you need to the West, the waterfront has been spoken about for decades with no delivery. Our road widening project is part of 30 different aspects of the waterfront. It involves 4 lanes of highway to allow access to over 1,000 homes that are being built at the waterfront. Imagine our waterfront completed with a boardwalk, with a marina, with restaurants, with jetties. Pass along the roadway right now and see the equipment at work. Hundreds of jobs in construction, thousands after construction. On August 10th, 2020, you need to
Visitors a scenic and symbolic ride through the soul of the city. This vibrant pedestrian haven is lined with charming colonnades and brims with local flavour, from cosy restaurants and artisanal food stalls to eclectic craft vendors and stylish boutiques. Plaza San Carlos, the soul of the South.
Yesterday I met with sweet Dorothy. She said tomorrow I'm joining in matrimony. And if you act
Nestled along the serene shoreline, the Waterfront Hotel offers a luxurious escape with breathtaking.
So that's why people saying that it's the same thing. It's the same thing that Faris was. That some people are saying that it's the same thing, and they don't see any difference, right? So, what is your thoughts? What is your thoughts? What is your thoughts on this whole situation? While I wait for your calls, there's some other things in the news that jumped out at me, I wanted to highlight some stuff in the news that caught my attention. What exactly am I talking about? Okay, let me play it for you. Okay, so take a listen to this.
In tonight's Business Watch, Nutrien says it does not expect any returns from its Trinidad operations for the rest of this year.
Meanwhile, the head of the banking sector is hoping new ideas will emerge from the latest graduates of the Institute of Banking and Finance. Peter Christopher has more.
Canadian company Nutrien Limited says it expects no additional sales volumes from its Trinidad operations for the remainder of 2025. This was stated in the company's 2025 nitrogen sales forecast in its third quarter earnings report, with reference to its controlled shutdown of its Trinidad plant on October 23, 2025. The company says this followed a prolonged period in which gas constraints had reduced the plant's free cash flow contribution. Former Energy Minister Stuart Young says this latest update is very concerning.
You know what that means for you and me? No revenue. Because we derive huge amounts of US foreign exchange, as well as revenue, as well as jobs from the Nutrien plant, which is the largest set of plants in Trinidad, is the Nutrien set.
However, in the report, Nutrien says it continues to engage with stakeholders and is assessing options to enhance the long-term financial performance of its Trinidad operations. But the former energy minister remains concerned that the government's strategies could push Nutrien and other companies on the Point Lisas industrial estate to other markets.
So that cost goes up. You don't want to come and increase port fees and do it retroactively. You are literally running the business out of Trinidad, and there are many places in the world with a lot more gas than we have who are willing and begging plants like that to come to them. So you are literally handing it, taking it from Trinidad and Tobago, handing it to a competitor.
Business Watch reached out to Energy Minister Dr. Rudra Muniral to find out if there was any update on discussions with the Canadian company, but did not receive a response. The rise of fintech as well as
In tonight's Business Watch, Nutrien says it does not expect any returns from its Trinidad operations for the rest of this year.
Meanwhile, the head of the banking sector is hoping new ideas will emerge from the latest graduates of the Institute of Banking and Finance. Peter Christopher has more.
Canadian company Nutrien Limited says it expects no additional sales volumes from its Trinidad operations for the remainder of 2025. This was stated in the company's 2025 nitrogen sales forecast in its third quarter earnings report, with reference to its controlled shutdown of its Trinidad plant on October 23, 2025. The company says this followed a prolonged period in which gas constraints had reduced the plant's free cash flow contribution. Former Energy Minister Stuart Young says this latest update is very concerning.
You know what that means for you and me? No revenue. Because we derive huge amounts of US foreign exchange, as well as revenue, as well as jobs from the Nutrien plant, which is the largest set of plants in Trinidad, is the Nutrien set.
However, in the report, Nutrien says it continues to engage with stakeholders and is assessing options to enhance the long-term financial performance of its Trinidad operations. But the former energy minister remains concerned that the government's strategies could push Nutrien and other companies on the Point Lisas industrial estate to other markets.
So that cost goes up. You don't want to come and increase port fees and do it retroactively. You are literally running the business out of Trinidad, and there are many places in the world with a lot more gas than we have who are willing and begging plants like that to come to them. So you are literally handing it, taking it from Trinidad and Tobago, handing it to a competitor.
Business Watch reached out to Energy Minister Dr. Rudra Muniral to find out if there was any update on discussions with the Canadian company, but did not receive a response. The rise of fintech as well as
Okay, so you heard it. You heard it, but I don't know now. Let me just relax myself this evening. Today's Tuesday. Relaxing myself, because if you all are normal with what you all are hearing in the news, then I real cool. I real normal too. Cool and normal with it. The Minister of National Security would have said that he have a crime plan. You all heard about that? You all heard this crime plan? Anybody heard the Minister of National Security crime plan? Yeah, the Minister of National Security would have declared that he has a crime plan. I don't want to say much about it. I want you to listen to it. Tell us what you think about the crime plan. So yeah, the Minister of National Security have a crime plan, a 10-point crime plan. Anybody here? Anybody know about it? Anybody know about it or hear about it? Okay. I just thought that you all would have heard about the 10-point crime plan by the Minister of Homeland Security. You have a 10-point crime plan. Anybody hear about it? How the place so quiet tonight, boy? Anybody heard about the minister crime plan?
As he has a 10-point crime plan for 2026 and sought to underscore that the state of emergency is not government's solution to fostering a culture of safety.
While Minister Alexander did not divulge the plan, he was asked if...
Well, I want to hear the crime plan. Well, I want to hear the minister to say. I'm afraid to play it. I'm afraid to play the Minister of Homeland Security crime plan. Well, I want to hear it. And the final real quiet tonight, boy. Anybody want to hear the Minister of Homeland Security crime plan? The Minister of Homeland Security, you have a crime plan. You have a crime plan. Well, I want to hear it. I'm sure if I go on the live, people saying no, you know. I am positive if I go on that live and I ask and I watch to see what people saying, I'm sure people saying nah, they don't want to hear it. Only sure they don't want to hear the man crime plan. The man crime plan might be well, you know. Well, he didn't tell us what the crime plan is, eh? But you know how he dramatic and you know how he like to. He like his how to put it. I don't even know how to put it. But I want you to listen to it. Listen to the Minister of National Security crime plan. Hello, good evening.
Yes, Pastor Google, we want to hear it.
Okay.
We want to hear it.
All right, well, I'm going to play it now for you. You have a 10-point crime plan. So take a listen to the Minister of National Security 10-point crime plan.
Alexander says he has a 10-point crime plan for 2026 and sought to underscore that the state of emergency is not government's solution to fostering a culture of safety.
While Minister Alexander did not divulge the plan, he was asked if he's concerned that officers would experience burnout following the SOE and the busy Christmas and Carnival seasons ahead.
A man loves to be paid for his extra work. And when he's paid, he wants to go on and on and on. And we understand that. And that is why we're also trying to treat with the police service in terms of their sanction strength. Because if the sanction strength of the police service is up to par, then there may be no need for the set of overtime that is being paid now.
Meanwhile, Minister Alexander said when he saw the trauma that the family in Philippines endured during a home invasion yesterday, it further motivated him to bring Stand Your Ground legislation to Parliament.
Minister Alexander also said he fully agrees with the Prime Minister that more work needs to be done to ensure citizens feel safer.
There are some persons still behaving in a manner that they have lost all respect for human and human lives. They have lost respect for law and order because they were given that opportunity for too long under the guise of excuses. And now it gets a little tough.
Alexander said criminals might be worried about the increased pressure from law enforcement, yet those same people do not spare a thought for the lives they impact through their illegal behavior.
I have a theory. I think every time you drop your child, they just lose some IQ points. You know what I mean? Mom, in the white dress, what you do? You do HR? You get dropped 17 times. It wasn't your mom though. Trust me, trust me. Every human being that starts off as an astronaut who could paint the Mona Lisa. You get dropped, doctor. You get dropped again, engineer. Can you imagine how much times the Minister of Homeland Security
So let me just recap. You are telling me, or telling us, the nation, that the maintenance of vehicles will be done mostly in-house by the police. That's what you said, eh? Are you confirming that's what you said?
And state enterprises.
No, you said mostly in-house.
And state enterprises.
Well, that doesn't attach itself
Mostly
to the
could be half of the motion.
Minister of Homeland Security.
So let me just recap. You are telling me, or telling us, the nation, that the maintenance of vehicles will be done mostly in-house by the police. That's what you said, eh? Are you confirming that's what you said?
And state enterprises.
No, you said mostly in-house.
And state enterprises.
Well, that doesn't attach itself
mostly
to the
could be half of the motion.
Mostly could be half of the
Mostly could be half of the most. Mostly could be half of the most. Okay? Alright. I hear you, Mr. Alexander. 464-7003. 464-7003. So, I played for you tonight Senator Dan Paul and his concerns about our financial situation as a nation. Senator Dan Paul is saying that he is seeing what the government will have to come back to the parliament before December or by December in able to be able to, basically it might just be to pay salaries. Then we see the government today, the Prime Minister roll out a big project on about San Fernando waterfront and different place, highway from San Fernando to Miaro and all these different things. Where are we getting the money from? Where are we getting the money from? I played for you MP Young bringing to our attention something that I don't know how many of you would have taken note of it or heard what he had to say. But it is serious.
In 5 months, this UNC government has withdrawn $1 billion US. $1 billion US from the Heritage and Stabilization Fund. In 5 months of being in office, they've taken out $400 million US. From our reserve accounts at the central bank, they have taken out $600 million. I was asking two of the leading banks in Trinidad and Tobago last week, did they get an increase in the supply of US dollars in the last 5 months? The unequivocal answer was no. So where has that US $1 billion gone that has now dropped our foreign reserves and our import covers to almost 5 months? And when we go below that, we will end up at the IMF according to the formulas.
We're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming!
So it's a question being asked and it deserves answering. You remember when they were talking about the money that they say Mr. Imbo thief? Ms. Bissessa was over Trinidad and Tobago saying that the finance minister thief much billions of dollars. You remember that? You know what's amazing is that when the media was asking Mr. Dan Paul about that same money, they wasn't putting it across as though Mr. Imbo thief it, but all the media houses was running with it like if Mr. Imbo thief it. You had people on a radio station in the afternoon making you believe that Mr. Imbo thief that money. You remember that? Or is it that I have to find that video and play it for you, you guys, for you to understand what I'm talking about? Eh? You all remember that? They said Mr. Imbert, Mr. Imbert stole the money. And now all of a sudden, like they find back the money. The Auditor General, she got back, she's very quiet. She was, anyway. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to your listeners and callers. Pastor Google, there's one code for PNM and another for the UNC because nobody seems to be perturbed about the 7 billion TT dollars, right? 600 million, right? And the 400, the all US that was disappeared, totally disappeared, and we have no idea for what is being used for. No idea. But that doesn't seem to be bothering the armchair economists and everybody else and all of the reporters who were so concerned about the money, what they wanted to blame Imble for. And to answer one of your callers, the guy who has a little accent who called earlier, that is that David Abdullah meet, that they are quiet meet that they are having at Woodford Square on Sunday, starting at 5 and ending at 7 to discuss particular issues. And there'll be a number of organizations will be coming there to have the discussions. Right, David Abdullah is the one who has organized it.
See, if you all had told me that earlier, I would have called Mr. Abdullah.
Yes, he's the one who was organized. I was scrolling through my television and I saw him speaking on the issue.
Oh, if I had known that earlier on,
yes.
I would have called Mr. Abdullah because Mr. Abdullah and I, we do well.
Yes.
I would have called Mr. Abdullah for him to give me.
Right. It's from 5 to 7 on Sunday coming. That's what the guy was referring to. Pastor Google, I'll tell you something. The UNC came with this big brouhaha today in order to divert from all of the issues where Kamala Prasad Bisesa and they stand out like sore thumbs. The Venezuelan issue, the issue with the CARICOM, and all of the other issues. Because you see, Pastor Google, people must remember that they took out $7 billion out of the consolidated fund to begin to build the highway to Point Fortin. This other highway that they're talking about from, but this is 1 minute they're saying is from Taruba to Mayaro, that is going to cost billions of dollars. All of these things that all these magnanimous plans that they have, and to move the jail and to build a hotel on Kariri Island and all of these things. And she said that what they did, they indicated that the little thing that they had this earlier today was online and on street, was on for people to come and invest the money. Because she came on and said, we will get the money. People will bring in the money, but all that is, whether they get it from personal people, business people, whoever, it is still borrowings and it has to be paid back. Nobody going to come and say to the government, here, take my money and go ahead and invest it. It's all borrowings. Invaders Bay, sea lots, all these grandiose things that they're referring to, that is just pie in the sky and just to divert the minds of the people from all the issues that they have. Because I listened to what Mr. Danpol had to say today. And he spoke about the $50 billion on the overdraft on the exchequer. And that has to be brought down before any set of borrowings and monies are concerned. Because all what they spoke about today is not millions, it's billions of dollars. And some of these things were already mentioned by the PNM, rightly so. and that was like the wharf in San Fernando. That project that was the brainchild of Faris Alwari, as well as the housing that they want to put up or just off Ryson Road there, where we had the old, what you may call it, building and so on, the old buildings. But all those things they're talking about, they're putting a port in the east and putting all those things past the Google. Nice 15 and 20-year, 25-year projects. That is not now for now projects. And where they're going to get the money from? We will find the money. Come on, people, help us to find the money. What is that? Is how government works? Come on, people, help us, give us some money. We will find the money. And it will all be borrowings, Pastor. And what is going to happen? Stuart Young spoke about it. Devaluation and IMF. IMF, Pastor, we have lost a lot of money when Nutrien closed down. Because Nutrien was supplying urea and ammonia to over 30 different countries around the world. And we were bringing in precious foreign exchange revenue that we needed. And on top of that, people have lost their jobs. They can no longer think about what they're going to buy the children for Christmas. People have lost their jobs. And I know that they are right now, this government is begging them because according to the news, they attempted to get in contact with the Minister of Energy. He did not respond. Why wouldn't he respond? Because he has no answer to give them. He has no answers. Right? But Nutrien put it in a nice way by indicating that they weren't getting enough gas. But it can't be that alone because they weren't getting enough gas before the election. That's so, Pastor. And I'm telling you that if they 2 years ago they spent $130 million US to reorganize and upgrade their plants, and in 2 years' time they shut it down. Just so they had to be serious aggravation for them by powers that be, by this government, so that they would make up their minds and say, you see this, we're not going to take that from you. We're not paying, $28 million US for no port services, and that is the end of that. You can't just come into government and threaten people and try to extort money from them and don't expect them to respond. They're a foreign company coming here to assist us with foreign exchange and to assist themselves and to use our gas, holding the strain for now until more gas comes. That's why we were working so seriously with for Dragon and so on. Right? But if you want to try to extort $28 million out of them, they will say, okay, and that's the end of that. For now, because as I told people, they have suspended operations. Whether they start back, I hope they do. I hope they do. But nothing else is happening, Pastor. Where the government going to get money? All these projects that they're talking about that they want to start from tomorrow. And they have a Homeland Security minister telling you you have a 10-point plan for the next 5 years, but it doesn't start yet. What kind of jokey fella he is? Where's your 10-point plan? Tell us. He has told us nothing. He continues to tell us nothing. So we will never know. But they're using the SOE, and he keep telling us the SOE is not the crime plan. But then why are they using the SOE then? Why the SOE? Pastor, we have to educate ourselves and don't place all our hopes, especially those people in Tobago, on all the promises that they would have gotten from this government, because it's not going to bear any fruits whatsoever, not even a mango. Have a good evening, Pastor.
All right, thank you very much. I'm trying to go through my phone here to find Mr. Abdullah's number. I know it's after 10 and might be very late to call him for him to give us an idea of what is this meeting all about on Sunday. But yeah, Anyway. Hello, good evening.
I know I'm Pastor again, so it's from the meeting. I don't know if you hear, but I didn't hear the crime plan.
You know his crime plan?
I was listening to the couple and I hear it. So I don't know if it on the fit. I hear it over.
Well, he said he had a crime plan. He didn't say he was going to tell us what the crime plan was.
This is my man who did know 24 months of clear. What's this man a joke? What do you say to him? He's a big son. He didn't know 24 months of clear.
You had to pray for him.
This man a clown.
Pray for him.
I hope that. Because you need that.
Thank you. You need to pray for the man. You can't condemn the man. Pray for the man. Let me realize that the man genuinely have an issue. He has a problem. And his problem is that he may not be well in... He and... What's the next one name? Mr. Saddam Hussein. Clearly they're not well in maths. So you need to pray that they their maths start to maths. Their maths not mathsing. Okay? Their maths is not mathsing. So clearly, you all have to pray for them. Don't condemn them. Pray that their maths start to maths. Because clearly the maths is mathsing.
Oh Lord, bad maths, you know. Poor people, boy. It feel like they mixing me 1 by 1, 2 by 2, it's a 2 by 4. The more we add to the table, they keep taking away more and more. 99% suffering, and they say and it up for sure. Plus the 1% controlling 100% of the lives of the poor, lives of the poor. It's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough.
I really tried to find Mr. Abdullah phone number, but I didn't get it. There's a video with the Minister of what is it with Legal Affairs? Legal Affairs. That is Mr. Saddam Hussein. There's a video with Saddam talking about some measurements, boy. I'm trying to get a video to play it for you. My goodness. People, we really have to pray for our leaders, you know. Because our leaders can be fooled. They can be fooled. So I was looking for the video to play it for you guys. Because the video with Mr. Alexander is out there when he was asked about the months, 24 months, and stuff like that. He wasn't able to answer it. Clearly, he wasn't able to answer it. But Mr. Saddam boy stood up with all confidence. Anybody saw that video? If you saw that video, just put a thumbs up for me now. If you saw that video with Mr. Saddam Hussein, put some thumbs up for me if you saw that video. That video is embarrassing. That video, it's somehow that I think somebody gave him that information, and he didn't. I don't know if he did, if he vetted, if you didn't understand, or in your haste to try to, in your haste, Mr. Hussein, in trying to belittle or try to make the former minister look bad or whatever, you sounded bad, you looked bad, I don't know. Any of you really saw that video? If anybody have the video, send it for me. Well, somebody send the video already. Well, I have to send the video. Let's send in the link for the video. Well, how much work it has been to get. I can't open it like that. To all of you who's sending it to me like that, I cannot open it like that. Sorry, you'll have to send it in its video form in order for me to play it on air for our viewers. Let me say good evening to 3,165 of you who is on YouTube. Yeah, that's the people, that's the silent viewers. The viewers who don't subscribe, who ain't subscribe to the page. Yeah, but they're watching and they're listening. And today I got a message. I got my report from YouTube today, and YouTube is saying to me that most of you are looking at me on your television. Yeah, YouTube real out of place already, you know. Yeah, so YouTube was telling me that most of you look at me on your television. The most of you look at me on your television, and some of you look at me on your phone, and a very small amount look at me on the computer. All right, so yeah, YouTube would have sent me the information today. 20 something days, and how much persons have viewed the channel already? 100 and something thousand. For the 2 months, I have over 200 and something thousand persons who have looked at the page and the content of the page, and who have liked the page. I have moved from 1,200 subscribers to 2,000 something subscribers. So that means that the page is building. Yeah, the page is building. We have to, and let me just let you all know that I am going to be creating content for the youth. Yep, we need to get the young people more involved in the issues of Trinidad and Tobago. So I'm going to be creating content for our young people. So if you have a teenager at home, a young person at home in their 20s and in their 30s, and you find that they are totally ignorant of what's going on in our country, then Constructive Talk is going to be creating a platform for them to be able to share. What do you think about that? If you think that that's a good idea, put some thumbs up in the chat, Pastor. Okay, somebody saying, Pastor, I'm always on my phone looking at your program. Okay. Yeah, so it's something that I'm gonna be working on with the young people to get them involved in the politics and in the issues. Let me tell you one time, you all may not like how the young people would talk. The young people really don't care about yellow and red, you know. Let me just tell you one time. So some of you might be upset, but it's good for you to hear their perspective. All right? So I'm telling you from now, some of the young people who are going to be on the program, they don't care about yellow and red. What they care about is their future. They are very, very concerned about their future. So we're going to be having the youth perspective on Constructive Talk very soon. Very, very soon. We're going to be having the youth perspective on Constructive Talk, where the youth will be talking about current affairs and issues that are happening in Trinidad and Tobago. All right? They're going to be sharing their views and how they feel about things that are happening in Trini. All right? That is 1. 2. somebody's saying then something is wrong with the PNM Youth League. I tell you, I need to stop reading these comments, you know. I need to stop reading these comments. Because my thing is, if we're going to be getting young people to come on, why we must only be getting, we're going to get youths. And if you only get youths who talking to for the PNM coming on, then the other young people are going to listen to them because they're going to say, yeah, them is PNM, them only talking for them only talking so and so. If we get the youth perspective and the youth views on issues, I think that's a good thing. If the youth league get involved in it and the youth league come on and the youth league talk to the other youths and whatever, yeah, but why are we just looking at it from the perspective of the young people from the youth league? The youth league is doing what they have to do. No, anyway, I never tell you I need to stop watching because somebody will call me and tell me I misunderstand what the person is saying. So let me don't read what is being put on the chat because I will go off and whatever. So I'm just giving you all an update on what are some of the things. I'm meeting with my committee. So I'm going to be meeting with Constructive Talk committee. And the committee will then say, well, the young people are coming with their proposal. The young people are coming with their proposal and they're going to be presenting their proposal and we're going to have the young people perspective. All right? We're going to be having the young people perspective. I can't wait to hear the youth. Oh gosh. I can't wait to hear the young people of Trinidad and Tobago and how they feel about what is going on. Yesterday evening, we had a young lady on, you know, she called and she said it. She said, I don't care about yellow and red and yellow. What I care about is my children's future. And that's important. That is important. You know the mayor of Theo Martin, I played it for you this week, Ms. Akila Glasgow, and what she had to say. And what Akila said is, wow, the young people who spoke to me, that's how they're thinking. And we need to listen. You know, like today, I'll tell you all this. Today, I listened to Senator Dan Paul. Clearly, if you listen to Senator Dan Paul, you know the man is not a politician. He is not a politician. He is an accountant. He was a permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance. He was a public servant. And clearly, when you listen to Mr. Dan Paul's views, and how he put it across, that's not what politicians talk. Let's be real. When you listen to Brian and the passion that Brian is coming across with, because as Brian said, he has looked at the UNC, destroyed his father's vision for Trinidad and Tobago. So Brian's perspective and putting across things is very different to Mr. Dan Paul. Right? Mr. Dan Paul is not a politician. Let me tell you how I know he's not a politician. You see, when he say he agreed that public servants should get a raise in salary, and then he went on to say some other things, I say, but you self telling me that they don't have any money for that. And now you're coming to tell me that how are you going to do it? How are you self going to do it? And a reporter asked him. And then he said, well, PLM will be a more responsible government and not making vacuous promises. So clearly, the man is not a politician. The first time I hear him spoke, I say, nah, boy. this man is not a politician. He is not. While Bran will tell you to your face, right? While Bran will tell you to your face, only not getting them on you. Mr. Dan Paul would say it in a more nicer tone. It wasn't presented, it wasn't there was no allocation in the budget for it and X1Z. You know what I mean? But really and truly, Mr. Dan Paul is not a politician. You know? He's not a politician. Right? He's getting a little more passion in his presentation. Today I felt the passion in his presentation. He was a little more passionate than when he spoke in San Fernando and when he spoke, in other places, but right? So yeah. So Mr. Dan Paul is getting his act together. I hope that he understands the politics sooner than later. I really hope he does understand the politics sooner than later, because they will eat him up. They will eat him up. Again, I must say that it was nice, and it shows the camaraderie between Mr. Young and Miss Beckles, where Miss Beckles would have allowed Minister MP Young to have a press conference today with two juniors, which is good, which says a lot, which says that they are working together. This division and this pushing up one person in front of another, that's not what it is about. So I was really happy today to see Minister MP Young having a press conference. The opposition leader wasn't there, but he was allowed to have a press conference and to highlight something that Dr. Rowley would have spoken about in the media yesterday. So clearly there is a coming together and a gelling, and not a division and a fighting that some people want to continue to propagate and push. So let me explain it again to you. Yesterday in the news, Dr. Rowley talked about that situation in Tobago. Right? He spoke about it, and it was really nice to see where today, and that was an impromptu, because that press conference today wasn't planned, in the sense that it's only today when I looked through social media, I saw, hey, look, there's a press conference. And I must say, while others are trying to divide and fight and push and try to make it look and appear a certain way, I'm really commending the opposition leader for giving people the leeway to do what they have to do. And Mr. Young would have done what he has to do today. And we look forward to hearing more of what's going on. I'm seeing where he's doing some blogs and stuff from the office of the opposition, just like what this guy is doing. What's his name? I forget his name now. But yeah. So I am commending the both part, everybody coming together. If they want to fight and keep pushing people away from each other and stuff, nah, it ain't gonna work. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. Alright? It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was really happy to see that today. I was really, really happy to see that today. You know? Really, really happy to see that today. So yep. Again, to those of you who, you know, we need to continue to pray for Trinidad and Tobago. A house divided against itself, the Bible says, cannot stand. You know? If we want to divide the party and have one section and another section, and if you want to push that and continue to propagate that, and the Bible says that a house divided against itself cannot stand, will not stand. So that's why, for me, when I looked at what happened in the Parliament Standing Committee, the debate of the budget, how the opposition was united. There wasn't a Church Young and a Penny. It was everybody. And everybody was impressed and happy with Mr. Manning. You hear people talk about Kareem, they talked about Mr. Young, they talk about, you know, they really stood together as one team. You know? And we need to continue to encourage that. We need to continue to, as I said before, Jesus said it, you know. And if you're a believer in God, God said that any house that is divided against itself cannot and will not stand. This platform is not to push any division. Right? My platform is to push togetherness. I cannot sit here and push a division. I am here because I believe in togetherness. You know, the Bible says, by this shall all men know that you are my disciples, by your love one to another. I said it here the other day and some people were upset, but the reality of it is that the UNC believe in Hinduism. Their religion keeps them together. What keeps the PNM together? What? What keeps the PNM together? That's my question to you who want to push the division and the separation. What keeps the PNM together? What? Race? Well, we don't want to go down that road because we know how we just operate and think as a race. What keeps us together? When you look at the UNC, predominantly Hindu. And if you come into the party and you're not a Hindu, you check it out. What happens? You conform. So you'll see Alexander in a Hindu wear. You'll see Julian John in a Hindu wear. In a Indian wear. You'll see Alexander in his Indian wear. You will see all of them in their Indian wear. In their, you know. That's the reality of it. And they all have to subscribe and respect. What does the PNM do? What we stand for? What we stand for, and then we want to talk about this one and that one, and at the end of the day, as I said before, any house divided against itself cannot stand. All you're waiting for to see what will happen in Tobago, in Tobago elections, the PNM in Tobago not even sure what will happen. Because it appears as though the PNM in Trinidad are divided. Or they're waiting for local government election to see what will happen to get rid of Penny. It will still have the party divided. So let's see how we go with this. Let's see where we go with this. Because at the end of the day, Trinidad and Tobago is supposed to come first. Trinidad and Tobago is supposed to come. Not Trinidad and Tobago. And that is why you all may not like the young people who are going to be coming on Constructive Talk. They will have their demographics of young people who will listen to them, you know. They will have their people who will listen to them. There's a fact. But to us, the elders, we need to stop. We need to stop. We need to stop. You know? We need to stop. And I think I will stop here. And I really need to stop reading the comments on YouTube. Because if I continue to read the comments on YouTube, I'll be straight up here tonight. I will stop coming on and doing programs. Seriously. If I continue to read and look at statements and take offense by how, you know, some of the statements that people will put on YouTube and thing, and then some people might say I'm misunderstanding what they're saying, then I need to stop. If I do not stop reading these comments, I will stop coming on YouTube. And to be quite honest, people on Facebook are not so, don't put it, disrespectful. Because I deem some of these statements disrespectful. You know? So maybe I need to take a rest off of YouTube and just do a Facebook Live and take a week off. What do you think about that? I think I should take a week off and program myself not to read some of the comments on YouTube. So when I come back on, I can be at a different mindset. You know? Because really and truly it's Trinidad and Tobago we need to be fighting for. I don't understand this, boy. Everybody fighting for everything else other than when you listen to people. We're not fighting for Trinidad and Tobago, you know, we fighting for, I don't know what we're fighting for. People want people to come out and protest. Half of the people will not come out and protest because they don't know what they're coming out to protest for. What is it really about? This is the reality of it, you know. When you listen to social media and you watch what's going on social media and you listen to how people talking on TikTok and you listen to what people saying on Facebook and some of these things and you watch and you listen, let me tell you something now. The reality of it is that UNC supporters, some of the UNC supporters are upset with UNC for some of the things that they did. But you know they're not going and say that they're not going and vote UNC. Hello, good evening.
Good night, Pastor. Good night, friends. You take all of the rest. So sit April 20th to go take all of the rest, man. You're stressing you out. Take a rest. Don't read them things on them then. You take your losses, relax yourself and come back. Well, close to the election time and spread people gang down with people and them, man. Take a rest. Bless.
Yes, so I you know, you meet people and they're really happy when they meet you, and there are some persons who are really happy and they tell you, hey, Pastor Google, I watch you every night and stuff like that. But you know, there are times when, come on, are we fighting for Trinidad and Tobago, or are we fighting for? What are we fighting for? PNM people, what are they fighting for? We fighting for? We had internal elections. People could have offered themselves up for whatever. Nobody, if you ain't offer yourself, what are we fighting for? I don't know now, boy. Maybe I really need to take a rest, because I must be missing it. I must need to sit down with with MP Young and find out if I'm missing something. Talk to Ms. Beckles and find if I'm missing something. I'm missing something, you know. I'm something I lost. I'm missing something.
Dangerous drugs found in terms of cocaine. In the grams, we have 8,885 grams of cocaine that was found. You know, the member said that they find more, but he quoted 186 kilograms. Last time I checked, 8,000 is more than 1,000. So our SOE has in fact bear more fruit than the PNM will ever see, because they don't know how to coordinate. Dangerous drugs found in terms of cocaine. In the grams, we have 8,885 grams of cocaine that was found. You know, the member said that they find more, but he quoted 186 kilograms. Last time I checked, 8,000 is more than 1,000. So our SOE has in fact bear more fruit than the PNM will ever see, because they don't know how to coordinate. Dangerous drugs found.
So I think that was a recording. That was a recording. You know, that was a recording. So, yeah. So I think I need to take a rest. I think I need to take a rest. I feel so. I think I need to take a rest. Take a week off or some kind of thing. And come back fresh. You know what I mean? What do you think about that? What do you think I should take a rest? I feel I should take a rest, because maybe you all have other platforms that encouraging you all to talk and giving you all the information and, you know, stuff like that. So maybe my platform, I need to take a rest. Take a rest. What do you think? Take a rest. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening, Pastor Google.
Hi, good evening.
I am listening to you, and I agree with you. Thoughtfully, I believe that sometimes we need to take a picky time out. It's kind of good for your mental health. In terms of, I think right now, everybody in the country, it's just so much coming at you that if you know, if it's, I mean, don't take a rest for too long because, I mean, the program is a really good program. You know, you bring across things that, you know, persons might miss, or, you know, some persons don't even watch the news. So it's a really good program. Today I was looking at PNN's, the live that they had. And what disappointed me was the reporters. Because with all that information I was given, like everything just went over their heads. And Rhea Tate's question, I don't know. Apparently Rhea Tate loves to be cuddled with gimmickry because her question was she never see Keith Rowley hugging up children or some kind of thing like that. And I was like, what? What are you even talking about? You had Minister Danto give so much information. You had Siotion give so much information. And we reached to, you see the Prime Minister hugging up children. So hugging up children means what? And I was like, I don't even understand the line of questioning. So I don't know. I think at this point, I don't know if other people answer that, but personally, I am just kind of over the media because the kind of jamming that was going on in the last 9 years, I am not seeing that kind of jamming happening now. There's so many things happening, and it's like blindfolds.
No, we prefer to fight among ourselves. We prefer to come on social media, and people who trying to do what I am doing, try to, you know, like, I don't know. It's just too much, boy. It's just too much because, you know, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. There's no, I don't know. I don't know if you know of any other platform that does what I am doing, or facilitate the calls, facilitate the discussion, actually highlight the things that are happening in the news that we need to be aware of. I don't know if there are platforms that are doing it and people are comfortable with whatever. Maybe that is for them. I really need to take a break.
I used to listen on mornings. I used to listen to New Era TV. New Era, the breakfast show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me personally, I don't know. I find they talk so much and they talk a lot. So even when they have the Friday platform where is the people segment, and you know it should be for people to call in, I think that they talk so much that nothing is really, you know, you get a sense like what is going on in the country, and then sometimes there'll be the same persons calling all the time. And so for me, your platform is really unique. I kind of bumped it up one day while searching YouTube, and I was glad because I think your format is like really good. And right now you're probably feeling really discouraged, but you are doing a really great job. And I think there are persons out there who will respect you for what you do. But if it is you really feel that you need a week to just pull away and relax, because it's not easy doing this every day from 8 to, I think sometimes you go up to 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's kind of difficult and hard. So if you really need like a little mental reset, you take it.
Yeah.
You take it.
And you know, I am watching. I'm watching the comments on the live, and I saw one of my admins come on, and they're telling the person, you know, please be respectful in your comment. You coming on a platform that I created for to educate people, and you want to be disrespectful to the. It's not like I'm working for somebody, you know. I created this platform to educate people and to interact with people, and imagine you feel comfortable to come on the platform and be disrespectful. And if I block you, you're saying that I do respect other people's views if it's not my view. But you could give a descending opposing view, but you don't have to be disrespectful.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying? You could give a dissent. You could give a view of the guy who called in yesterday. He did not agree with what I am saying, that Felicia should resign, but he wasn't disrespectful. He wasn't disrespectful. All he said was, "Hey, I ain't got it for 10 years. You could say what you want, X, Y, Z, X, Y, and Z." He wasn't disrespectful. And he can call back anytime.
Yeah.
Because he's giving his view, how he feels.
Yep. Correct.
You could give your view and don't have to be disrespectful. And that is what irks me about some. And let me tell you this, YouTube would have sent me a list today of how much people view, where they view from, what part of the world they're viewing from, and stuff like that. And some of the statements of people who are viewing from all over the world and stuff like that. And and then YouTube would have sent me the age group of the people who listen. So that's why now I am really concerned, because we have a problem with the youth in Trinidad and Tobago. We just say the young people and the young people and the young people. But the age group of the people who listening to this program, the majority of them are over 60. That's what frightening me. So I have adults
behaving. Yeah.
So I am now wondering, how are they going to treat the young people? What are the things they're going to be saying to them on the live if they don't see the PLM view?
Yes.
This is frightening.
But in all honesty, it's not only you. Sometimes I look at Marsha Walker. She's not PNM, but she's for country. And she has called out things that she knows not, going the way that it should, like the Prime Minister staying home and doing work from home and a lot of other issues. And the kind of disrespectful things they say to Marsha Walker, to her, to her children, to her husband. I just wonder what is even happening. Not because, and the things that she's saying is like true things. It's like, if you really like, logically. For me personally, I don't care. You put yourself in office, you decide to run for Prime Minister, and I don't want to hear no excuse about, we should study, she age, no. I want to see you front and center because you made that decision. You made that decision to run for Prime Minister, and we shouldn't be skirting around and moving goalposts for nobody. And she has been saying that as well. And people will say all kind of disrespectful things. Yes, I understand that sometimes the Prime Minister, if she's not feeling well or whatever, but if you know you couldn't give your 100%, why run for office? That is not the same Joe Biden you were saying was you were saying things about Joe Biden and you know it's kind of like hypocrisy all around. I don't even understand it. You cannot pay workers' salaries on time, but yet today I see something about a recruitment drive. Well, I was like, well, where is this about recruitment drive part 2? And I was like, what is this?
The sad thing is that all the jobs that they are advertising and having people in Trinidad apply for is happening. It's on a website in India.
I saw someone had posted that as well. But I'm like, but where we getting money to fund this project? And this wasn't even in the budget. It wasn't all your projections for the budget. So where we getting money to fund this great grandeur? I need Trinidad and Tobago to really be thinking. You see these empty and hollow words that our Prime Minister likes to, these statements and these niceties and these, and Trinidad and Tobago, the free education that we get to sit down and be logical thinkers and to think. We have persons who have not been paid as yet. We have persons who are receiving salaries late.
Yep.
We have persons that have been sent home and are not receiving a salary.
Yep.
How are you coming now with all kind of flashiness and giving us pie in the sky grandeur? And it seems to me that every time something happens, there's a deflection. And as you know, everything, she's like, when the media wanted to speak to her, of course, she wasn't taking questions.
No, she ain't taking. Let Dr. Right? Do that now.
So Judge John got pushed into the hot seat, and the media was asking her, well, where's the funding gonna come from? And she was like, you know, she wasn't even looking sure of the sky in the sky. And Jolene John, for me, is always this confident, you know, thing, because I know she's a hard worker. Would we stop doing Trinidad and Tobago this, please? Could we just stop it?
Oh, gosh.
One thing I want to leave the viewers, the listeners with, is that God is in control.
Yep, he is.
God is still in control.
Yep.
We can do nothing of our own strength. And we always feel that is our alarm clocks that wake us up in the morning. No, it is God's grace.
Yep.
So all my viewers, all the viewers, to you, Pastor Google, I just want to tell you, you know, to just have faith and trust in God. Despite everything that is happening around us, not just in Trinidad, but all over the world.
Yep.
And we also need to pray for our leaders.
Yep.
We need to pray for our Prime Minister. We need to pray for all our leaders that they make decisions. Yes, they are man. They are going to do things that's not in line, but we still need to pray for them.
Oh, yes.
And to you, I say, good night. Take your mental reset, because I think you deserve it. You've been going and going and going. And don't study the last caller who just call and tell you something. Don't take on that.
Yeah.
I see your face kind of get away, but don't let her face you.
Yeah.
You know? I know it hits you. When I was looking at you, I know it hits you. That's why I decided to call. You just keep doing you. Because you're doing a great program.
Thank you very much.
All right. And to all the listeners out there, have a good night and God bless your families.
Thank you.
And the communities.
Same to you. Have a good
All
weekend.
All right. You too, Pastor Google.
All right. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Wow. You know, she's one of our new callers, eh? She's one of our new callers, boy. And I appreciate her call. I appreciate her call.
Pastor, good night. Also, it is time for PNM people, PNM supporters to come together and support the party and support the political leader. Now is not the time for infighting and say Penny is this, Penny is that, Penny too soft and this and that and all kind of damn nonsense. We have to stop at that. Right? Because on the other side, you don't hear them talking like that. Really. Right? If they are against the UNC leader, what?
Good evening.
Yes. Good evening to you, Pastor Google.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, man number 2. How are you doing?
I'm quiet.
Well, I think I needed to come in after this caller who went down the road I want to go down. Pastor Google. You know, if it is the spirit that dwells in you is guiding you to take a little sabbatical, then please do. But I will say to you, like I said to my local pastor, there is a time for doing all things. Right now, you under serious persecution from all sides. And you as a believer in Christ is going to face persecution, as he told us, to the point where the evil one wants you to take a rest. Because Pastor Gogo, you see truth, the one who brings truth to the table and presents facts will always have licks to get. And that is what you're doing here on this platform. And because the truth and the fact have an effect now on what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. So I want to tell you, just like I told man, when faced with this, I want to encourage you to continue doing what you're doing right now. But if the Spirit leads you to take a rest and come afresh, I'm suggesting that you don't go far. Just go across the waters. Make sure you travel across the waters to Tobago and go in a little hideaway. Pray, refresh your spirit, and come again. But the work that you're doing here is very important. People need to know what's going on because truth and facts are stubborn things. Stubborn things. They don't have a shelf life. They cannot be questioned. And that's the problem. If the normal age is mature people on your platform right now, hardly any young people according to the data you receive.
Yeah.
Then something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to check ourselves. We need to check ourselves.
Yes.
The data is showing that the majority of persons who are on the platform are elders, you know. The young people don't want to, the young people not listening. So we have to find a strategy. And my strategy is that I want to allow the young people to talk to young people. Young people understand young people language.
Yes.
Let me just try example to you. I have been trying to explain something to my son for a while. Right?
Someone like me about pastor.
And I dare say to him, I said, boy, if you get a girlfriend, ting. And I said, explain it to him in that format. You know, one of his partners who are around his age, 15, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell him the same thing, but in their language. He come home, and he said, Daddy, you know, you tell me right, is the truth? I said, what you? He said, my partner tell me. And he pull my aside and he show my scene. So, I telling you all the time you want to hear me. But your partner tell you. But you know what? I want to say to your caller, he was man enough. I would put it that way. He was man enough to come and say, Daddy, you was right. It has some children wouldn't tell you nothing.
Yeah, but so, look at who his father is.
But so that means, that tells me that I mustn't stop doing what I do and by telling him.
Here you go. There must be a continuance. It's just like preaching the gospel.
So my thing is, we have to find a way. And I sat down today and I was really concerned by the data I got from YouTube. Let me tell you something, that over 200 and something 9,000 people in 28 days have looked at Constructive Talk, you know. And, you know, while somebody had sent a message saying how I don't have a wide reach, but today when I got the when YouTube would have Googled me the information and sent it to my email, and I looked at that thing, man, and I said, wow, it's showing you where in the world, what part of the world people watching.
Mm-hmm.
You hear what I'm saying to you? What
That's
part of the world? How much? Where in Trinidad I have the most views? The most views I get from Trinidad and Tobago is in Sour Barataria.
Wow.
You know what that says? That's the east-west corridor, you know. In the east-west corridor in Sour Barataria, have close to 8,000-9,000 people watching Constructive Talk.
That's serious business. Serious business. But I love that. The east-west corridor.
Yeah. So that says to me that we have to, that's why I have a meeting with my team. We have to find a way to get the youths.
Well, I want to suggest this to you, Pastor Google. Just like how you bring on the MPs and different people, your father, to co-host with you sometimes, bring someone who is, you feel like you're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And have them, say the same thing in a different way that you're saying. But you all have to have a meeting before and a brief and, sit down and tell them what the plan is, what you're going to present, and, you have to tell them what you're going to present. And ask them and do a role play together with them and, ask them to, what would you say if I have to see this and thing? I want you to speak to the youth.
Yeah.
You have to do a kind of role play scenario with them.
Yeah.
So they could course with you so that when you want to, express something to the youths,
they could see
your listenership, they could express it in a way that they will understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's just a suggestion I have for you.
Yeah, that's exactly how I plan to approach it. And but it is important, and we need to do it from now.
Yeah.
We need to do it from now.
From now, because I said,
hey, next election, my son will be able to vote, you know. I don't think people understand.
Yeah.
Next election, my little JJ, who I watching like a little baby, will be eligible to vote, you know. And my thing is, what are we doing?
Exactly what you're doing, Pastor. We have to continue doing what we're doing. I talk to my sons again all the time, every day,
Yeah.
Because I want them to be able. I tell them to get your crews together, sit down and talk about these issues.
Yep.
But I want all they do it from trying to get them into the body of Christ. I want all they do it from that perspective.
Yeah.
And all the rest of stuff that when I want will fall into place. You all need to come in.
Thank you.
What's calling you all? What are you waiting for? These are the last days we live in, terrible, perilous times. And we need to get the youths into the body of Christ. They have to come after we, Pastor, if God allows it. They come in after. So we have to pass on the knowledge that we have to them. Else then the knowledge is wasted that we have acquired. You have to pass it on. Knowledge transfer is important in this time that we're living in.
Very important.
Do so from that place that the Spirit allows us to do. That Holy Spirit drives us.
And He does only do it in love. Love. If you understand Him, you understand that He does operate in love.
Yes.
Not hate, not fight down, not push down.
God be dealing with. Gentleman God be dealing with.
He operates with love. You understand?
One more thing I want to you see what's going on with this what's going on in the Caribbean now? You know what you remind me of, Pastor Google?
Tell me.
I was reading just recently the book of Habakkuk. I want when you get some time, just look at that. You know exactly what is going on in the Caribbean right now. The Babylonian Empire is the United States. Assyria is Venezuela. And Judah is Trinidad and Tobago. Right front and center in the middle. This happened some years ago in the 80s, you know. Right in Lebanon. Yes. Lebanon was smack in the middle of that war. And went through the same thing that we head into. If it is in the will of the Father.
But I seen where the Democrats and them dealing with Trump, boy. Yeah, they're dealing with Trump. They're dealing with Trump.
In the driver's seat?
Yeah, they're dealing with Trump. You know, my dad has taught. My dad, hey, love that man. You know, I love that man. You know, they could see what you mean. I love my father.
Very wise.
My father always taught me. He always says to me, he said, "Son, understand it. You know, understand the demographics of this world we living in. You know."
Yep.
If you don't understand it, you'll be just a man in no man's land, you know.
Indeed. You'll be lost. Your father is a very wise elder.
Love him, you know. I love him.
He's very knowledgeable. Things like you, this man presents, I say, all right.
Yeah. Yep. Love him.
That's it from me, Pastor Go.
All right,
thank you for having me.
You're most
welcome. You have a good rest of the night.
Same to you. So I'm gonna I'm putting up on the page. If you're still looking, sir. Hello?
Yes.
If you watch on the page on YouTube or on Facebook, wherever you are, you could see I'm showing you the message I got. And it's showing you Sawa, Trinidad and Tobago. You see the line?
Yes.
San Fernando, Port of Spain, Cuba, Arima, Shoguanas. See any demographics?
Yes. I've seen that before, and that's wonderful for 200 and something thousand people.
Yeah.
Wow, that is staggering.
Yeah. It says a lot. Thank you very much, man.
Most welcome, Pastor.
Yeah. Hello, good evening.
Pastor Google, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I just calling to encourage you, right? Last night I spoke to you and I told you about information disorder. I'm not going to go over it. I told you one element, hate speech, the other misinformation, and the other disinformation. So you have to prepare yourself for that, you know. My mother used to tell me the darkest part of the night is close to the morning. So if things seemingly looking dark, know that the sun coming up just now. And don't allow yourself to be discouraged. The word said, think about the things that are lovely, think about the things that are pure, think about the things that are just, think about the things that are of good report. Life and death in the power of your tongue. Speak life over everything that seemingly looking dead. He's the same God yesterday, today, and forever. He changed it not. He did it for Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He did it for Daniel in the lion's den. He did it for David and Goliath. He did it for the centurion and his servant. You have to come. You have to hold the faith. You have to talk positive things over your life. Don't talk to the people and them and let them feel that you're succumbing to what they're saying. If you're going to go down a long time, you're pelting the right mango, you know. The tree full up, but the right mango is the one that are tracking everybody. And if you are tracking people, understand that you're standing out. And don't allow yourself to be discouraged. That is my word for you. With respect to your son, our partner told me one time, father tell him, give him some rules, and his tiny father give him too much, and he walk out the house, and he go my partner. When he stay my partner come home, he say, you put on this radio? He say, yeah. He said, but you change the channel? He said, yeah. He said, I don't change my channel and I don't listen to my radio so long. You don't change my channel and don't use up the phone. And next time the partner come home, he's like, you're smoking? He said, yeah. He said, I don't smoke in my house, you know, so I don't know nobody smoking in my house. So the moral of the story is, he had problem complying with the rules of the father. And he go on my partner and he realized, hey, anyway you go with our rules and you have to comply with the rules. So he came back home. So I hear you cry with respect to the youth. Remember, they have a different way of thinking, and we have to find a way to how to communicate to them. And as I said, the party in power, they communicate to the people in the tempo.
Yep.
You understand?
Yes, they do.
They communicate to the people in the tempo. And as I told you last time with the hate speech, is to put a narrative, us against them. So you have to continue flaming the fire, brother. And hold the fort. And when you talk with authority. Don't talk dejected. Don't talk like they get into you. You understand? You're serving our purpose and you continue fighting the fight and let the Lord bless you and let you continue to move the scale of our people. Some of the same people who are opposing, they're fighting with themselves. They're fighting for themselves. Let the Lord move the scale of our people's eyes. So this is my encouragement to you, my brother. Have a good night.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. So I just put up for you guys so you can see the age and gender. So when you watch, you see in the age and you see in the gender of the persons, right? The young people who listening, you see the age group, you see how much percentage. I want you all to watch that. Watch 1% from the 13 to 17-year-old. 1%. My son must have fallen in that 1%. He wasn't the only person watching his father. 18 to 24. 18 to 24. We have 6%. 6%. 18 to 24. 26 to 44. No, 25 to 34. You have, you see the percentage? I'm just showing you all the percentage, and that's how YouTube. Hello, caller. That's how YouTube. That's how YouTube does do their calculations, and it will show you. The majority of persons who listen to Constructive Talk is from the age of 65. 55 to 64. 45 to 54. Alright, hello, good evening.
Hey, good night, Pastor. Well, I am a minority there, because I is a young boy.
Where's the age group you fall in there? You 25 to 34?
I used to be 24, going at 35.
Right, so yeah, so you are the 6%. You are 6. You see why we need to get more young people like you to join in?
Well, the young people after me don't want to hear about politics. You're so right, you know. You're right, you know. But I still had to blame the youth league and the PNM a little bit. They need to. This is a problem they identified a while ago. We had to, about 5 years ago, maybe about 8 years ago. They identified that problem in 2015, and apparently we just struggle. But being on the recommendations that you're going to do, I support you. Again, don't have no hiccups about the show. Don't take no rest. And I'll let you know why. The other night you had Mr. Manning on your program. Mr. Manning was so eloquent. He was down to earth. He opened up to us something for a whole 4 hours on the show. The next morning, Mr. Manning woke up. I don't know if it's because of inspiration or the vibes he got with the people that he put out the question on the PSA. And it was the same thing we chatted about for nearly 3 hours on the program. And he put it out. The only discouraging thing is that Hurel was ravaged. He was ravaged. The UNC people like this, I don't know, they just be supporting, they logging on to all PNM pages. I don't know for what. You have your pages, you have your forums, you go there, you circulate there. And the sad thing about it is that our own supporters, when the UNC putting out these vindictive lies and stuff and things, we just don't say nothing, we clamor down, we just go in a shell. And when you go in a shell now, they come into Construction Talk because it's a safe haven. It's a safe haven for me, because sometimes when you go and you go out there and you hear people just say, oh, 9.5 years, nothing had done. 9.5 years, nobody there study me. They're good for it, they deserve that. Right? You have a forum like Constructive Talk now to come, to listen, to find out. Even if we could have possibly vent out what was the issue. Oh God, let me do it like the fella, like Kelvin Morrison in the meeting the other night. He sit down with callers. Callers come to the man meeting. There's a opponent of him, somebody who's threw tirades of retorts at him, and they were able to dialogue. Just imagine a man who do vote for the PNM and THA sit down with the Kelvin Morrison, the leader of the PNM, and he had a dialogue with the man. Let us have a dialogue. If we have a problem, let us have a dialogue and go further and go forward. Because the young people watching, and this is the impression I just be getting. They say, look at them. They're only fighting up. That is the impression they're getting. So we lagging. On a final note, as a young person, it doesn't encourage us to go, especially myself, because you just tell me, go and do your research. Pastor, this fanfare that was opened up today, right? A lot of things is coming out of that. One of the things that is coming out, I encourage your viewers on your show to go and start to read up on the public sector investment program for 2025-26. It's there on the Ministry of Finance webpage. And go and see if you see any of these things that was paraded today on the investment program. And if you listen to Mr. Dan Paul, what he said today, and I'll tell you what is might be possibly going to happen. These things that they parade today is not going to happen, because they have to go through a procurement process. And they were saying today there's legislation that is blocking them from these things taking place. And that is the Procurement Act. And if you look closely, there was money allocated to UNC corporations as surplus or bounty. And if you get rid of the Procurement Act, God knows what will happen to the allocation of the monies that was surplus to their corporations. That is the contribution. Pastor, have a very good weekend. God bless, and God bless our nation.
Thank you very much, Kola. So the caller is saying that the government may want to interfere with the procurement law. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Pastor Guru, I'm calling you back. I'm hearing you and you sounding kind of dumb, but I got to also encourage you, because at the end of the day, people out there is learning for the truth, and we cannot afford to allow the negative people to cloud the whole situation. You speak about the youths, right? And there is enough PNM party group. Where are these youths in this party group? Is there any way you can tap into these youths and have them come and co-host with you like on certain time in the week? We have to reach the youths, because the youths are the future. We can't just, yes, we know how the youths can think, but we have to encourage the youths, You speak about your son. Okay, your son must have some friends. You can say, well, okay, whatever is his name, come on co-host tonight. Bring two of your friends, and let them give their views. We just can't shut out the youths. I think there's something you need to think about. And I think that all these PNM party groups out there, they must have youths in there who can come and co-host with you and get the message out there. You alone cannot do it. And for my part, Me over here, I always share you with other people. Canada, I always say, look, this is the man you got to listen to. So I do my part across here. A lot of people, I'm telling you, your reach is wide and far. So don't think people not listening to you. They're listening to you, and I share you with a lot of people. Okay? So I just wanted to encourage you and try and see how we can get it to come on the program. Okay?
Yeah, they already ready to rumble, you know. Trust me, them youths and them ready to rumble, you know. It's just that I need to sit with them and give them the guidelines on how to, the etiquette on, you know, of doing talk show and stuff like that. But them youths and them ready to rumble.
Yeah, but I mean, I say, well, I mean, you will be a good tutor, right? And you know, the more people you can get, but the more mature people you can get to speak to youths, you know, and don't count the youths out, because you see this election went in New York City here. It's the Gen Zs who bring it home.
Yeah, it's the young people that brought it home.
It's the young people.
Yeah.
So we can't say the young people. No, the young people are our future, but we have to find a way to reach them.
Yeah.
Then we have to change the way we package the message, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
I'm sure again, do not be discouraged, because you know what is about you is like, come on for how many hours, you know, and people are bringing the facts to us, right? And people are trying to stifle the facts, and you come in and you bring in the facts. Don't. I'm telling you, people reach. It is very far, so don't give up, my brother. Okay?
Yeah, man. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, he's right, you know. It was the young people that brought him. Wait, is you? Were you calling to tell me, Bedouin?
Good night, Pastor Google. Pastor Google, don't take that channel from them, you know, Pastor.
You get cut off. No, you get cut off. So, interesting, eh? Interesting what's going on in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's continue to pray for our leaders. Pray for Trinidad and Tobago. And as the caller just said, it's the Gen Zs that brought it home, you know. It's the Gen Zs that brought it home. So let's wake up. Let's wake up, Trinidad and Tobago. And encourage our young people. Alright? Let's wake up and encourage our youth to do what they have to do. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
For all the wrong reasons.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Pastor Kugo?
Yes?
This is your caller. Hello.
Yes, don't listen to me on the TV or on your cell phone. Listen to me on the phone.
Pastor Google.
Yeah, listen to me on your phone, not on this on the TV. Load on the TV.
Somebody on the phone.
No, you are on the phone. Load on the TV. Oh Lord. Caller, you were on the phone. I was talking to you just now. You need to load down your phone. Load down the whatever device you listen to me on. You need to lower down and then talk to me. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Pastor Google.
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
I am a first-time caller, but not a first-time listener. I just want to share one thing. You see, parenting, we as parents, I remember my father, may his soul rest in peace. I miss him greatly. I saw miss him for not being here to support me, to in edifying my son. I have one son. I do it alone. But you know how they need that support at all times. I will tell you, my father, he used to actually invite my classmates to come over and have a Saturday morning talk. My grandmother's house had mango trees, chenet, pomsite, guava, everything lined up. And we used to have fun actually after all the talk. But he used to encourage and he used to go to each and every one of their homes and make sure that they get back home safe and all of that. And they need to relate to their parents the conversations that we would have had with him. And it was all very, 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 very educational and with regards to like where we are, where we see ourselves, and what we think is the current situation. Back then, all of this commerce that is taking place right now was not even a thought that much in our heads. But we were alerted of what was happening and what was going to happen if we allow certain things, wrong things, to come into play. Pastor Google, I honestly congratulate you for your program. I am an avid listener from San Juan.
Hey! You are one of the persons.
I am one of them.
Thank you very much.
So I was reading up in the in the YouTube, yes, and I'm actually preparing lunch for tomorrow and all of that, and I always look forward to listen to listen to the program. I read that one of the listeners here on YouTube was saying that the same people from Sawa voted, they didn't vote for PNM or whatnot. Listen, I don't know, some people may have opted not to vote and all of that, and but whatever the reason was, we need to focus on forward. Where are we going? What do we want? What are we doing? What are we doing? We need to pray. We need to pray more so for the youth of the nation, because we need to we need to continue talking to them and encouraging them to have dialogue with their peers, because those are the people that actually, they will sit amongst mostly and have conversations with. But they need to really, a caller earlier on mentioned it, and he mentioned that aspect of actually having dialogue with your peers and like make it a line. And we talking, talk the real talk, man, and not foolishness. Let us not be blindfolded of this situation. This situation is really, 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 really terrible. I mean, I can go on, but I will leave room for other people to actually comment as well, because I have so much in me to say.
Well, don't let us be last time you're calling in.
No, definitely. It's a pleasure, really, really, really calling in and giving me my 2 cents.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pastor.
You're welcome.
Have a good evening.
All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for calling. All right. And that's what we're talking about. First-time callers. Imagine that. Again, first-time callers to call in to encourage me to stay. That's good. That's real good. That says a lot. Says a lot, and I appreciate that. All right, I appreciate that. They have the people on the live who adamant with their argument and they're saying I petty or touchy or whatever. But at the end of the day, I want the best for my country. You might want the best for your party, but I want the best for my country. I'm going to say that again. You might want the best for your party, but I want the best for my country. If it was Dr. Amy Brown, I would have supported him the same way. If it was who? Foster Cummins, I'll support him the same way. Nan Gatsby Dolly, I support her the same way. I would support anybody who the people overwhelmingly voted for as their leader. You understand? I remember the days when I have an aunt who was supporting Dr. Rowley. Yes. Auntie Sharon was supporting Dr. Rowley, yes, in the delegate system. Auntie Sharon was supporting Dr. Rowley. And when Mr. Manning won the political leadership, Auntie Sharon would wear a Rowley jersey. Right true. I'll never forget that. She loved Dr. Rowley right through. When was for this election going here? I said, Auntie Sharon, how you feeling? She said, nah, Dr. Rowley had to go. I said, what? She said, yeah, we need to put somebody else as leader. Because she believed that his time was up. I said, Auntie Sharon, your head good? And we had it out, but that's how she felt. You know? Everybody have a right to feel how they feel, you know. But there's a time when they need to stop. That's just me. I just think that there's a time when they need to stop, boy. And there's some people who don't want to stop. Well, keep going on. Somebody said it on Dale and Tony show one morning. The PNM continues to fight the way they're fighting. The UNC can see themselves in office for the next 30 years or 10 years or 15 years. I was upset when I heard it was what's his name? Louis Lee Singh. Yeah, Mr. Lee Singh called in and he said, once the PNM continue to have infighting the way they do, they are going to be in office for the next UNC will be in office for the next 30 years. I said, what chipping is Mr. Lee Singh saying? I was upset that morning. But the reality of it is that we need to, and I will keep quoting that scripture verse, a house divided against itself cannot stand. Brethren, I'm not taking any more calls from you, you know. Stop calling my phone, please. There are people who you could call. You look at the time of the night you calling me. Brethren, leave me alone now. Go and sleep.
The information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
Trinidad. It's back for 2 nights only. The explosive hit comedy stage play by Alan Charles. Why Didn't I Get Married? It's not good for a man to be alone. But what about the black woman? Is the church guilty of keeping women single? Or is there really a man shortage? Come laugh, cry, and think at a show that's more than a play. It's a conversation, not for the easily offended. Saturday, 1st November, 7 p.m. at USC Auditorium, Maracas, St. Joseph. Sunday, 9th November, 6 p.m. at Sapa, San Fernando. Tickets for the USC campus, $200 in advance, $225 at the door. Tickets for Sapa, $225 in advance, and $250 at the door. Get them at USC campus, A&A Pharmacy, Port of Spain, Maranatha Bookshop, San Fernando, Living Legacy Pharmacy, Arima, or online at theticketsellers.co.uk. Why Didn't I Get Married? Don't miss the comedy that everyone will be talking about. Brought to you by the University of the Southern Caribbean and Focus Arts.
And when you say hello, and nothing more can speak, my heart is beating so, and anyone can tell. You think you know me well, well you don't know me.
Hey guys, I am Nigel O'Connor, a singer for all seasons. I am that voice that moves you for every occasion. I am that voice that celebrates life moments one note at a time. I am Nigel O'Connor. You can contact me at 783-0054 or 754-3154. And oh yes, that's me singing in the background.
Now the days have lost speaking song.
I recall more than 3 decades ago, a senior telecommunications manager, let's call him Michael. And Michael was assigned to the task of presenting the government's position at a regional conference. Michael struggled and visibly trembled, especially since he presented after the retired North American ambassador, who had the audience in stitches, laughing up every word. I'm Dr. Madonna Todd, and I made a silent vow then to help people like Michael, who are technically competent, but who struggle and succumb to fear when speaking in public. Now, as a communications architect, I partner with organizations and individual leaders to transform their leadership presence, including the way they express themselves. So, if your goal is to amplify your authentic voice, influence others, and lead with confidence, join me from October 28th to November 11th for our Communicate with Confidence online course. To all the Michaels, it's possible to overcome fear, step fully into your role, and lead with confidence.
Apostle Dr. Corey K. Grant.
Oh, when the river flows, it will bring every dead thing to life. because he is Yahweh, Alpha and Omega. That's who he is.
Invites you to an evening of just worship with the Burton sisters.
Jesus, we need a fresh
Spoken word. Ministry in dance with Faith Over Fear dance team. Come and be ministered to by several worship teams. An evening of just worship at Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral at 166 Pointe-a-Pierre Road, Fistabella, San Fernando. See you there.
breathe new life in us. Pour it
All roads lead to Life in the Word Prophetic Cathedral International, Point Fortin. House of Oil. Oil to Overcome. Deliverance service, November the 6th to the 7th, 6:30 p.m. Join Apostle Dr. Corey K. Grant at 47 Guapo Village, Main Road, Point Fortin.
You want to know why I'm keeping in the wilderness? So I can prove my glory upon you. I'm still in miracle. Watch the miracle of God. Wait a minute. Let me see Sister Carol there a second. When she took that off, did you see how fat her feet was? Who saw it? You saw it? Is it the same when she took it off?
Invite your family and friends to the service.
Lift your hands, everybody. Team, begin to lead us as we worship the Lord. Come on.
crying out to you, God. We need you now, yeah. We're crying out to you, God. 'Cause we know you can do it. Yeah. You're the God who never changes. You're the God who is eternal. Yeah. We cry to the God who never changes, we cry out. To the God who is eternal, we cry out. To the only one who's able to deliver, restore, and heal our land, we cry out. To the God who never changes, we cry out. To the God who is eternal, we cry